Honorable Colonel Retired KCD Mohad, Vice President. Honorable F.M. Shawa, Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education. Honorable M.N. Love, Minister of Industry and Commerce. Honorable Dr. A.J. Masuka, Minister of Agriculture, Mechanization and Water Resources Development. Honorable E.J. Saya, Deputy Minister of Sports, Recreation, Art and Culture. Honorable S. Chikomo, Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade. Honorable C. Makwiranzo, Deputy Minister of Mines and Mining Development. Honorable S. Banda, Deputy Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education. Honorable A. Gata, Deputy Minister of Primary and Secondary Education. Honorable V. Artatos, Minister of Lands and Rural Development. Honorable Professor Mavima, Minister of National Housing and Social Amenities. Honorable Tijo, Deputy Minister of Lands and Rural Development. At the moment, ministers who are present in the House are Honorable F. Mona, Minister of Transport, Honorable T. Moyo, Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, Honorable B. Rosie, Minister of Tourism and Hospitality Industry, and Deputy Minister of Health and Child Care, Honorable Quidini. Questions without notices. Honorable Torerai Moyo is the acting leader of government business. Questions without notices. Honorable Araziki.
Maita, Madam Speaker, Madam Mandipa, mvuzo wangu unaenda kuna Minister of Energy. Kubudikidza neuteshi wawepo mazuano mukugadzirwa kwedzimotikari. Tine motikari dzinouya dzinenge dzichifanira kushandisa mafuta asina zvinenge zvakawedzerwa. Urongwa hupi huripo wekudzosa mafuta ayo asina zvinenge zvakawedzerwa kuti motikari idzi vanhu vanoshandisa motikari idzi vasawirwa nedambudziko ravanosangana naro rekuti motikari idzodzo dziri kufa. Honorable Minister of Energy.
Mazvita, Honorable Ziki, Honorable Acting Leader of Government Business.
Ndinotenda mubato wechigaro. Ndichitenda zvakare Honorable Araziki nemubvunzo wavasimudza. Unoenderana maringe nekuti tichawana rini mafuta edzimotikari asina zvakapamidzirwa. Mutemo wehurumende mubato wechigaro uripo pari zvino unobvumidza vanoita nezvemafuta kupinza kwachona kusanganisira hurumende nevakazvimirira vega vanobvumirwa kuunza mafuta asina chakawedzerwa. Mutemo iwoyo unotoripo kutaura kwatiri kuita kudai. Saka hurumende hongu ine mutemo wekuti tiwedzere nyaya yeethanol ma-E5 E20, asi vanhu vanoita nezvekupinza kwemafuta vanobvumirwa kupinza mafuta asina chakawedzerwa, yatoti unleaded. Mutemo iwoyo unovabvumidza. Izvozvi vaziki vakatenderera muHarare vanotosangana nevari kutotengesa mafuta havarambidzwi kupinza unleaded petrol. Ndatenda.
Tinotenda.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary, Honorable Ziki.
Mubvunzo uyu wange wauya mukubudikidza nekushayika kwemafuta aya kune vanotengesa. Saka mubvunzo wangu wekuzoteera uri kubvunza iko kuti iko kana vachinge vaiunza iyo isina zvinenge zvakawedzerwa, mutengo wavanotengesa nawo unenge usina kutarwa here nehurumende wetenda?
Mazvita Honorable Minister.
Ndinotenda zvakare Honorable Ziki nemubvunzo wavasimudza wokuwedzera. Kana vapinza mafuta asina zvakawedzerwa, hurumende inotara mutengo wemafuta unenge waripo.
Supplementary?
Notenda Mazvita. Supplementary Honorable
Chuma.
Chuma.
Maita basa mubato wechigaro. Toda kutenda Honorable Minister nemhinduro yavapa maringe nemafuta kunyanyanya epetrol inonzi unleaded isina kusanganiswa neethanol. Madam Speaker, chokwadi mafuta aya haasi kutenderwa kutengeswa nema-safe station. Zvakamiswa, zvakambomiswa pokutanga, pakambobvumidzwa, pakazouya ethanol yawanda vakamisa. So mubvunzo wanga wasimudzwa naHonorable Ziki wakakoshera zvikuru vane motikari dzisingagoni kurarama neE20 kana E15 dzinova dzinongoda petrol inonzi unleaded. Saka ndifunga mubvunzo wanga wakakosha zvikuru. Handizivi hangu kuti mungatibatsira sei nokuti paita sokuti mhinduro yapiwa naHonorable Minister haisi kuenderana nezvepaground. Maita basa.
Mazvita Honorable Minister.
Ndinotenda nemubvunzo wabvunzwa naHonorable Chuma. Ichokwadi nyaya yakapinda kana kudare guru renyika yekabineti. Hazvina kumbobvira zvakarambidzwa kuti vanhu vapinze mafuta asina zvakawedzerwa mubato wechigaro. Chatoitika yezvino inyaya yedambudziko.
I have a point of order, Honorable Speaker. I have a point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Order, Honorable Minister. What is your point of order?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I think it's important for the Honorable Minister to appreciate what is on the ground currently. What is on the ground currently, all safe stations are not selling unleaded fuel. They are only selling the mandatory blended fuel. This is what is happening in all safe stations. So these vehicles which are meant to use non-blended fuels are having problems because the only accessed fuel as we speak now is the mandatory blended fuel which is mixed with ethanol. So the Minister must address with regard to that situation. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am, we are in a crisis, Madam Speaker, ma'am. The crisis that is happening in the Middle East, where we are experiencing a high increase in terms of the price of petroleum. And we don't have an SI at the moment banning the importation of unleaded petrol. But because of the situation which is there, it becomes very expensive for people to import unleaded petrol. So, I would urge the Honorable Member, the Honorable Ziki, to put that question into writing, so that the Honorable Minister can respond. Because from the minutes that we have, there is no cabinet directive banning the importation of unleaded petroleum. So that's the situation.
On a point of
the
order.
Honorable Member can put in writing. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, ma'am.
Point of order.
Honorable Ziki, izoisai mubvunzo wenyu muzvinyorwa.
Point of order.
Order. Please take your seats.
Noted. Thank you.
Order.
Mr. Speaker.
Please, may we have order? Take your seats.
And a point of privilege.
Take your seat, Honorable.
It's a point of privilege.
Please take your seat. Honorable Ziki, muise mubvunzo wenyu muzvinyorwa. Minister vacho vanozoita tsvakurudzo izere vouya nemhinduro kuno.
Noted, Speaker, Madam Speaker, ma'am.
Mazvita.
Point of clarity.
Point of clarity.
Point of clarity.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just want to clarify to the Minister. It's SI 17 of 2013. It came into effect 6 September 2024. So there is a ban on sale of unleaded fuel. When the response comes, it must address these concerns. Thank you.
Noted, Honorable. Honorable W. Muchemwa.
Ndinotenda nenguva yamandipa mubati wechigaro. Mubvunzo wangu unoenda kuna Minister we-Primary and Secondary Education. Before 2013, taisiona kuti mudzidzisi akaenda kuleave paiva nemumwe murayiridzi aiuya kunomubatira basa rake kwemwedzi kana kuti panguva yaanenge achirwara iyo yatinoti sick leave. Asi kubva 2013 tiri kuona kuti muzvikoro mudzidzisi akaenda kuzororo klasi yake iri kusara isina munhu, ndopatiri kuzowana ma0% pasirezi aya muzvikoro. Saka mubvunzo wangu woti mune urongwa hupi hwekuti tidzose vadzidzisi vanobatira vamwe vadzidzisi vanenge vaenda kumazororo maklasi avo zatenda.
Mazvita. Honorable Minister.
Ndinotenda mubati wechigaro nemukana wamandipa, ndichitenda zvakare Honorable W. Muchemwa nemubvunzo wavasimudza. Ichokwadi kuti pamazuva aperayo vanhu vaenda paleave yekuenda kunobatsirwa muklasi maigona kusara musina murayiridzi anosara akabatira. Takati nedambudziko revarayiridzi nguva iyoyo. Iye zvino mubati wechigaro varayiridzi tinavo vakawanda zvokudaro, ende takatotora kunyanya kuma-districts kuya kwakuine manzvimbo dzakawanda kwese takazadza nevarayiridzi. Saka wese achaenda kuleave yematernity kana imwe leave zvayo, tiri kutoisa murayiridzi anosara akabatira 3 months dzaanenge ari paleave. Ndatenda.
Supplementary.
Tinotenda. Supplementary, Honorable Muchemwa.
Pamashure pacho ndinotenda nemhinduro yandapiwa naminister. Kumashure uku ndinoona kuti vadzidzisi vanga vatove nechijairira chekuti handingasiye vana vangu vechikoro vasina murayiridzi. Saka ndinoona from 2013 yacho pane varayiridzi vasati vatoenda kuleave. Mune urongwa hupi hwekuti even vanenge vasingade kusiya zvavo klasi yavo mukwanise kunge muchivabhadhara maleave days avo, kana kuti vasina kuenda kubva 2013 yacho urongwa hupi kana kuti urongwa hupi hwamuinawo kana kuti hwamungatigadzirire kuti vanhu ivavo vabhadharwe maleave days avo vagare vari mumaklasi avo.
Honorable Minister.
Ndinokutendai mubati wechigaro, ndichitenda Honorable Muchemwa nemubvunzo wavasimudza. Ma-leave days ane nguva yaanosvika patinoti pasile pekuti achawedzere, ende murayiridzi ane kodzero yekuenda kuna DSI wake Pane mafomu atinawo anofiliwa pachikoro oenda nekudistrict kudzamara asvika kuhead office kuti anenge asiri kuda kuenda palive asi iri kodzero yake yekuenda palive, nokuti malive hatinamboaisa parutivi. Live ikodzero yemushandi kuti kana akashanda makore akati anofanira kuwana nguva yekuti azorore. Asi kana asvika paceiling ane kodzero yekutengesa malive days iwayo achibhadharwa mari yake. Saka zvinhu zvinotoitika izvozvi zvokuti akauya akashandisa machannels atataura anokwanisa kubhadharwa mari yake. Zvakare anogona kuaprocha vecommission, ndivo vanopa varayiridzi mabasa vachipuhwa mari yavo. Ndatenda.
Tinotenda. Supplementary honorable Karenyi.
Mazvita Madam Speaker, mubvunzo wangu wekuwedzera Madam Speaker ndeunoti nezuro chaiye takanga tiine workshop pano yakauya vanhu vezimta vachitaura kuti maticha mashoma, kune nyaya yavari kuti kwakaitwa freeze yekuti vakapedza vaya kumacolleges vakwanise kuwana mabasa. Vachiti izvo teacher ratio yedu yakanyanya kukura zvakanyanya, maticha hakuna, asi maticha ari kutrainwa nguva nenguva Madam Speaker. Saka ndoda kubvunza ndichiti kuna minister, izvo hazviziri kukonzerwawo here nekuti vaya vanenge vachifanira kuenda kulive vaenda klasi iri kusara isina nenyaya yekuti izvo hapasiri kukwanisa kunzi maticha awaniswe mabasa vaya vakatraina nenyaya yebhani iyoyo yakanzi for now vanombofriza kuti vasaemploya maticha akabva kugraduata. Mazvita.
Zvita. Honorable Minister.
Tenda mubato wechigaro. Tenda Honorable Karenyi nemubvunzo wavasimudza. Mubato wechigaro hatina dambudziko rekushayiwa maticha munyika. Tinotori nevarayiridzi vakapedza kunana 2019 2022 vasati vatowo mumabasa. Vatiri kurambira isusu kuti vapinde basa ndevakapedza gore rino iri negore rapera 2025. Havangapindi basa kuine munhu akapedza 2020. Saka ndio mutemo watinawo iwoyo. Tinototora vanhu vakatanga kupedza ndovotanga kuenda, tikatora va 2025 inenge yakunzi corruption. Saka hazvizobudi zvakanaka. Kutaura kwandiri kudaiwo, teacher people ratio hongu yanga yakati kwire, asi gore rino iri hurumende tenda baba wedu baba Mnangagwa tapinza basa vashandi vakawanda, varayiridzi vakawanda. Kana kwedu kunana Gokwe Northuku kwaimbonzi maticha kunoita maticha 5 pachikoro, zvino kwese takadira varayiridzi, kureva kuti teacher people ratio yatove zviri nani. Mubato wechigaro regai nditaure mune rudare. Vhiki rapera ndaive kuMalawi, takaona murayiridzi umwe chete aine vana 200 ende vana vese vagere paflo pasina agere pacheya. Muno muZimbabwe teacher people ratio iri kuma 1:35 1:40. Tinofana kutenda hurumende nebasa rakanaka ririkuitiwa iroro president wedu baba Mnangagwa. Ndatenda.
Supplementary.
Tinotenda.
Supplementary.
Supplementary Honorable Jonga.
Maita basa mubato wechigaro. Iwe tichitenda minister wedu nekutsanangudza kwavari kuita nekugona zvakare kuburikidza nemutungamiri wenyika. Ini ndinobva kumaruzevha form 1 to form 6 vana vemasciences vari kuita dambudziko rokuti maticha vanenge vasiri kuwanikwa, kunyanya maticha emaths nescience. Saka handizivo urongwa hupi hune hurumende kuona kuti masciences awana maticha nenguva. Ndino mumwe mwana wanga atodzidza kuna chimwe chikoro pakutonzi hapana maticha esciences, apo puresident wakutaura zvokuti tiri kuda 5.1. Saka urongwa hupo huno hurumende hukuona kuti maticha escience nemaths awanikwa muzvikoro. Aita basa.
Tinotenda. Honorable Minister.
Ndinokutendai mati wechigaro, ndichitenda vanomiririra Honorable Jonga. Mutemo watinawo mubati wechigaro ndewekuti kunonetsa varairidzi kwakafanana nephysics, chemistry, biology, ikoko munhu akapedza chero muna February gore rino tinomutora nokuti kune kuine dambudziko. Ndokwega kwatiri kutora vanhu vachangopedza kuma STEM subjects. Iyo yavati 5.1 i5.0 ndo yatiri kukoshesa yeSTEM education. Saka vane vapedza physics, chemistry, masciences ese havasi kungomira kupinda basa nekuti kune shortage. Saka tikungoti vapedza kwaita dambudziko totora varairidzi kuti pasi vana vedu vasasangana nematambudziko tatenda.
Tatenda. New question, Honorable Sibuyo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is directed to Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Mechanization and Water Resources Development, stroke Madam Speaker, Minister of Transport and Infrastructural Development. My question, Madam Speaker, is what measures are being taken to identify owners of stray cattle that are wandering on our highway roads at night, and are we really impounding these stray cattle as well as fining the offenders? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Minister of Transport.
Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am. And let me also thank Honorable Moyo for that very important question, which is also saddening that we are losing precious lives, especially on our highways, because of stray cattle. But the law is very clear, Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am, that we are mandated to keep our livestock well kept so that they don't stray on our asphalt roads. And this piece of legislation has been in place since 1974, where we had also in SI 308, where it was mandating that in the event that you allow your livestock to stray, you are actually bound at the end of the day if anything happens. We have tried, Honorable Madam Speaker, especially along our major highways, citing the Harare-Bulawayo Road, especially as you go through Shanghai towards Bulawayo, where we had a perimeter fence along the highway. But alas, our people had to vandalize, steal the fence. This was a mitigatory measure so that we don't have cattle crossing. But this has been ongoing, and as we speak, we are also fencing the Shurugi Mandamabwe Chivi Mashingo. We have already completed the Shurugi Mandamabwe, and now we are working on Chivi Mashingo, so as to make sure that the villagers, their livestock is also protected. But it is, again, my humble plea to the people of Zimbabwe that we cannot continue losing precious lives because of animals that are actually straying on our roads, and therefore call especially our farmers to make sure that we have someone who is managing our cattle so that during evening times, especially evening, they are well kept in the necessary pens so that they don't cross our roads. Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker.
Supplementary.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Supplementary, Honorable
Mafumu.
Mafumu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think it is imperative that this issue of stray cattle on our highways really gets taken with the seriousness it deserves. On the 12th of November 2025, I raised the same issue in this house when we were coming from budget after frequent accidents regarding this matter. So I think maybe if the Minister of Agriculture can actually come with a ministerial statement of what is proposed and the timelines of the penalties or anyone who contravenes this, because we can't keep losing lives. We raised this issue last year, and today we're in this house speaking about the same issue when we have just lost lives again. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Your concerns have been noted. Honorable Mafumo will convey the message to the responsible minister. Thank you.
Supplementary.
Supplementary, Honorable
Kuka.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. My supplementary question is, do we have a monitoring system whereby if those cattle or animals that are seen on the road, there is a certain section or the police that we should contact? Because just yesterday, after the toll gate from Gweru, I saw a lot of cattle on the road. Do we have a monitoring system where we will call and they will come and thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Mashangu. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am. And let me also thank Honorable Mashangu for that very important question, of which I think, Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am, we are talking of the whole of society approach, where in such instances, I think it is also proper for us to take such measures where we also involve the towns, whether we're talking of rural district councils, we're talking of urban councils, we are talking of the police, so that we are accountable at the end of the day. Apparently, there is no set contact person that you say if something happens, but I think if we are to report, because we are having a number of accidents, if we can report to the nearest police, then they can actually make sure they also identify the owner or owners of those cattle. I think that would be the proper. But at the end of the day, it calls the whole of us as a nation to approach this with a holistic mind so that we are accountable at the end of the day. So I think to answer a question, I would also liaise properly with the Minister of Agriculture so that we see if there is a mechanism that can be enhanced to make sure that once we witness such disturbing incidences, we can then contact each other with speed. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Supplementary.
Supplementary, Honorable.
Honorable Murechu.
Honorable Sarenda Kapekilo. Bukuka.
Honorable Freedom Murechu.
Honorable Muresha.
Murechu.
Murechu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, ma'am. Madam Speaker, ma'am, the reason why we are seeing these stray cattle and other animals like dogs and donkeys in our highways is because our roads are not properly fenced, or the fences that we used to have fenced those roads were vandalized or stolen. And my supplementary question to the Minister is that isn't there any plans, do you have any plans maybe to come up with a dedicated fence specifically to just fence our roads? Maybe we treat them as we treat copper, so that whoever is seen with such kind of fence in his own backyard is arrested. Are there any plans to come up with a dedicated fence to make sure that we deter our people from stealing all those kind of fence? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am, and let me thank Honorable Murechu for that important question, which I can also clarify that indeed it was problematic in the event that the fence is stolen to identify. But what we have now resolved is to have color coding of our fence, so that if you have it, if you see it, But above all, Honorable Madam Speaker, it calls again the approach that I alluded to earlier on of the whole of society, where as villagers we are also mandated to make sure that we safeguard the fence. Normally it passes through our villages, and this is what we've been doing, raising awareness, so that when we erect that fence, it becomes our property. And I'm sure that as we go on, you will continue that. But there is no law that would then say, if you have got this color, because it's not there. These are just initiatives that we are making. And I'm sure that going forward, if you are then found with that kind of wire that will be having a different code, then you'll be accountable. But as we speak, it's more to do with just raising awareness through villagers, so that as we put that fence, you make sure that you have committees to safeguard that fence along your villages. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. New question, Honorable Chika Rikoga.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is directed to the Minister of Energy and Power Development. In this country, our fuel, that is petrol and diesel, it's blended with ethanol. I just wanted to find out if there is a policy framework that guides compliance in the blending process.
Thank you, Honorable Karikoga. Honorable Acting Leader of Government Business.
Honorable Speaker, ma'am, if I may request the Acting Minister of Energy to respond.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, ma'am, and to thank the Honorable Member for the question regarding blending of our fuel with ethanol. Yes, we have a policy, Honorable Member, which allows us to blend our fuel. It varies with the level of availability of our ethanol from 5% to 20%. And it is mandatory that our fuel that is sold or available in our service stations is blended. But from the request that has been made by the public, a mechanism is being, will soon be implemented, where those that prefer to buy unleaded petrol that is not blended, they can then be allowed to access it at our various service stations. So it's something that is in progress, and it will soon be launched, and that fuel will be available as unleaded together with the blended fuel sold at different prices. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Supplementary, Honorable Karikoga.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. In the presence of the existence of the policy, why then do we have discrepancies, Madam Speaker, differences, whereby you go to one service station, let's say service station X, the quality of fuel is different from other service stations. When the same fuel is from the same pipeline, same storage, same blending ratios, why is that happening? Thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, ma'am. I cannot confirm that the quality of the fuels are different from different service stations. But if that has happened, I may request the Honorable Member to give us the details so that we ask ZERA, which is the regulator, to do some investigations. That should be investigated because there could be some issues of adulteration. Adulteration is where
petrol can be mixed with other substances like paraffin to produce a substance which can be availed on the market. But if that has happened and the honorable member has some information, I would request that he shares that information with us so that ZERA will investigate. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I'm sure Honorable Garikoga have taken note of that.
Supplementary.
Honorable Garikoga.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will do so.
Supplementary.
Supplementary, Honorable Mutseyam.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My supplementary question to the attention of the Honorable Minister. What is the current position with regards to unleaded fuel, bearing in mind that in this country we have vehicles that cannot access the blended fuel, which would affect the engines? And now on the ground as we speak, there is only the blended fuel which is put to the market as a result of the mandatory blending policy, and the unleaded fuel is not on the market. What is your position with regard to policy, Honorable Minister?
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, ma'am. This is the response that I gave when I responded to the first question from Honorable Karikoga, to say that we have blended fuel and we will soon be availing unleaded fuel to take care of those vehicles that you are referring to that cannot take blended fuel. It's something that is in progress, and the fuel will soon be available on the market. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Supplementary.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Supplementary, Honorable
Nyati. Thank you.
Nyati.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My supplementary question is from E5 to E20. We do not see a corresponding change in price whenever there is E5 or E20 blending. The price remains almost the same. Why do we not see a corresponding variance when the blending ratio is increased? Does this not infringe on the consumer rights? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, ma'am. Madam Speaker, ma'am, I think it's just a question of making some observations. The honorable member may not have noticed the changes that have been influenced as a result of the variations in the blending ratios. Usually when blending is at its peak, which is at 20%, there is a price containment of around 18 cents per liter, which results from blending. And when the blending mandate is also reduced, and many times as a result of inadequate stocks, the prices tends to also then increase. But at a time like this, when most of our fuel pricing is resulting from the imported effects, especially as a result of the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, which is the passage or the corridor which brings most of the fuel that we consume, especially here in Southern Africa, you may not notice the price containment, but in essence, this is what happens when blending is increased. The price tends to come down, but because of what's happening, we are importing the influences, and our price is also following what's happening on the international market side. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. New question, Honorable Bachangu.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity. My question is directed to the Minister of transport and infrastructure development. Is it government's policy to allow road construction companies to abandon road rehabilitation projects before completion, leaving roads in a dangerous and deteriorated condition? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Machangu. Honorable Minister of Transport.
Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am. And with your indulgence, if I may humbly request Honorable Machangu to go through the question. My apologies.
Honorable Machangu, please may you repeat your question.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is it a government policy to allow road construction companies to abandon road rehabilitation projects before completion, leaving roads in a dangerous and deteriorated condition? Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am. And let me also thank Honorable Machangu for that important question, which would then give me a platform to articulate the government policy, whereby if you are talking of road construction, I think one, it is not in the interest of the contractor to tender and start works and then abandon, and also to governments to allow tenders to go through and not pay. So I think the scenario that Honorable Machangu is referring to could be a contractor who has actually stalled projects. And there are a number of variables, Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am, where it could be attributed to delays in payments, and therefore the contractor might not have capacity to continue. But in most cases, we have seen that with the advent of the Second Republic, where we are now saying we have to demonstrate capacity to do road construction first before you actually accede to a contract. But you find in most cases, some contractors will say we have capacity and they will anticipate to get paid before they start work, which is something that used to happen a long time ago. And if you are then paid deposit, some will then disappear. So we've seen that a number of contractors have been capacitated. They can commence works and then we pay as we go. But I want to assure Honorable Machangu that if there is that contractor, yes, we do agree that we've got a number of stalled projects and we've identified such projects in each province. And now, since we now have an infrastructure framework in place that has been agreed between the Minister of Transport and Minister of Finance to pay our contractors, I'm sure such contractor will also be one of those that will be paid. Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Supplementary, Honorable Machangu.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Do you have any timelines, or time taken for those installments to be resuscitating, or to resuscitate the reconstruction of the roads? We observed that some of the roads have been under construction, but now we have seen all even the construction vehicles are no longer there in the roads. The roads are just empty. So to have a timeline for them to come back and do the reconstruction. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker. I think the Honorable member is at pains to try to save the road. And with your indulgence, I'm sure she is free to save the road, then I can respond accordingly. Thank you.
Supplementary. Supplementary.
Order. Honorable Machangu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, ma'am. The road that I'm referring to is the Blawe Fort Road. There is completely nothing happening in that road now. You travel from Blawayo to Lupane, there is no single construction vehicle. You proceed from Lupane to Chochulo, no single. Further towards Faizawange, there is completely abandoned. Thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am, and let me thank again Honorable Machangu for actually specifying the road that she is worried about. We have 440 kilometer road from Lawayo to Vic Falls. And initially we had a triple P arrangement in place that was covering the road, which is almost 750 kilometers if you are coming from Bay Bridge. But because the Bulawayo Vic Falls was in a sorry state, we then had to say, whilst we are working on the bigger picture, we need to address to such sections that are in a sorry state. And we engaged 8 contractors, where each contractor has got about 50 kilometers. But if you see the way we've done on that particular road, some detours are actually divorced from the main road. So that if you go through that detour, you might not see what is happening along the sections. But a number of those, 2.5 weeks ago, we opened recently, 9 kilometers. Those who are using that road can vouch for that. And we are saying the 9 kilometers, we then had to redirect traffic. But what we are doing now, like I indicated, Honorable Madam Speaker, this is one of the stalled projects that I was talking about. And you find that in this August House, if I can actually take it closer home, in this particular year, he had given us equivalent of 150 million to do our roads, the entire country. And you are the owners of the place, this August House. He had given us 150, and the 150, if we just to apply it to that road, is not adequate. So it therefore calls for the ministry to think outside the box so that we also raise additional funding. That is why we are also advocating for other funding models, where we are talking of triple P arrangements, loan facilities. So I'm happy that this is one of the roads that we've earmarked. And now we have funding to continue works. So I want to say to Honorable Machangu, yes, just give us, watch the space. As we move towards August, you'll see massive rehabilitation again. Those contractors have immobilized again to their various sections. So this is something that I actually say, yes, I do concur that the project was stalled, but you will see accelerated pace going forward. Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Supplementary.
Supplementary, Honorable Madzivanika.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, my follow-up question to the Honorable Minister goes on to say, does they have a policy or a quality assurance for the roads that are being constructed? Because in some instances, you see a road which is less than 2 years old developing potholes. Is there a policy on quality assurance to ensure that we pay value for money for the roads that are being constructed? I thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am, and let me also thank Honorable Kobe Madzivanika for that very important question. And I'm sure going forward it is also ideal, especially through our relevant parliamentary portfolio committee, so that in some instances we also need to continue educating our honorable members on how we construct roads. Because most of us, we are just lay persons, we might not understand the architecture of how a road is constructed. If we are talking of reconstruction, we are talking of building a new road, where we are actually not just laying asphalt on top of a road. So you have seen that we've got a number of roads that were built a long time ago, and the roads are now weaker, so that even if you apply asphalt, they will still have potholes coming up just within a short space of time. So wherever you've seen us reconstructing, I can give you a good example of reconstruction which is closer here. The boulevard, the one that you actually connects us with Bindora Road, it's a new road. So in that particular road, if you see potholes developing within 2 years, there will be something that is will be very disturbing. Because that particular road is supposed to last for 20 years. After every 5 years, you resurface, maintaining, and you will not see potholes on that particular road. But if you take, for instance, a road that has been built for 15, 20 years, where you have just paved without attending to the underlying structure, you might see potholes coming. So this is something that I will say to honorable members. Yes, you might see other roads where we also need to continue maintaining. The idea is to continue maintaining our roads. Even if a pothole develops on a new road, we need to move with speed so that it does not disadvantage our motorists. So yes, there is quality control. We've got resident engineers on each particular project where they monitor, they work with the contractor, and also our resident engineer from the ministry will be supervising. But yes, I want to say to Honorable Madzivanika, in the event that you have such roads, contractors are accountable. They must make sure that they put the road in its best state so that at the end of the day we don't just pay for shoddy work. Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker.
Supplementary.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Supplementary.
Supplementary, Honorable Mapfumo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My supplementary is, firstly, I would like to thank the Minister of Transport for his responses that are very good, and especially on the Vic Falls Blawayo Road, which complements our tourism. And if they could also include the Karoi Makuti Road, from Makuti to Marangora, they've done a good job. Marangora to Chirundu also needs that attention if we are to complement our tourism. I so support.
Honorable Mapfumo, please may you ask your question again?
My question is, what measures are there to resuscitate works between Karoi and Makuti, and then Marangora to Chirundu? I think.
Your question, Honorable Mapfumo, is a specific question. Please may you put it in writing.
Supplementary.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Supplementary, Honorable
Bonda.
Monda.
Bonda. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just wanted to get clarity from the Minister on the contractors that are on the roads, that we really appreciate what we're seeing. They are working. And well, we really need to appreciate the roads that are being maintained and reconstructed. But there are those other areas where they would have not actually reached, that has got a lot of potholes. Does the contract have an agreement that they should maintain those areas that they would have not reached when they are working on the roads? Just wanted to know, because the roads, some of the places are no longer trafficable, even though there are some detours that we can appreciate that there is something that is happening along the roads.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am, and let me also thank Honorable Bonda for that pertinent question. And indeed, he has raised something that is important. As we do our procurement, Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am, we've taken into effect the need to maintain the entire section of the road. And this is what we are now doing in our contracts, to say, yes, whilst you are working for a particular section, and with the entire contract in place, you can also do routine maintenance of that particular section. And I agree, and I'm sure maybe he's talking closer to his constituents, where maybe he's seeing the detours and also some sections that are not yet maintained. But the agreement is, for the example that I've actually cited earlier on, where we've given them 51 kilometers, we are saying each contractor must continue maintaining their own section. And this is something that we are doing. Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. New question, Honorable J. Makuvire.
Good afternoon, Honorable Speaker, ma'am. My question goes to the Minister of ICT. Following the launch of Zimbabwe's National Artificial Intelligence Policy in March this year, could you update this House on the progress made in implementing the policy since its launch, and some of the key programs or projects that have been initiated to promote the adoption of artificial intelligence across government, industry, and educational institutions. So thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, ma'am. Allow me to thank Honorable Makwere for that very important question that she has asked. She wants to take stock of what we have done after we launched our national AI strategy on the 13th of March 2027. Indeed, we really want to thank our President, His Excellency, Dr. Idim Nangagwa, for the visionary leadership where he has really instructed us and come up with a policy which is clear on the adoption of artificial intelligence in the country. The national AI strategy is premised on 6 pillars. And of these 6 pillars, it speaks into AI talent and capacity building. It speaks into the digital infrastructure, AI research and innovation. It also speaks into AI transformation of services. Again, it speaks into collaboration. And when you look at all these 6 pillars, what we've been able to do firstly is to institute an AI office. This was part of our first approach because we've come up with various phases. On phase 1, what we're supposed to do is for us to establish an AI office, and that we've already done in the Ministry of ICT. And again, we have to set up what we call a national regulatory committee, which resides at Portras. And that already has been put in place because what we have to do now is to go through the security processes through CGU, and already we have submitted the names, waiting for clearance so that we'll be able to constitute that. Again, within the first phase, we also spoke into digital skills and talent. What we have been doing as Ministry of ICT, working together with other government agencies through the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, we have, in line with what they've already put in place, all these institutions, especially our higher and tertiary institutions, they've got acceleration centers. So what we have done is to speak into them and also find out ways that we can for us to upskill, reskill, and skill our citizenry in terms of AI development. So that we have already put in place, working together with various institutions for us to make sure that we implement that. Even for us as Minister of ICT, we are working on a program for us to deploy digital skills to our various citizenry. And from that, we'll start off with the basic digital skills, and from there we'll go steps next to the AI skills through the UDA City platform that we've put in place. We've managed to train more than 100,000 people on AI skills fundamentals. So this is a course which is there on our digital self-taught portals, which also assist us. Again, working together, the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, we have also capacitated the high performance computing. We can never speak about AI when we don't talk about GPUs, our graphic processing units, and we also need to speak into our data centers. We are upgrading our data center. We are still waiting for resources, but already we've secured a place that is there for us to be able to implement this program. All these initiatives are meant for us to make sure that we add to the AI infrastructure. We also look into the skills, which I think are the basis of what we need to do. Again, through our various initiatives in the ministry, we are also looking at how we can enhance our broadband connectivity across all places. That's why you saw when we presented our first quarter report to Cabinet, which was then publicized at the post-Cabinet briefing, we also spoke into how far we've gone in terms of bridging the urban and digital divide. So these are some of the initiatives. I know there are quite many, but I thought it's important that you would know this. And as I conclude, one of the, within the phase 1, we had said that we were going to launch what we call the AI Grand Challenge. The AI Grand Challenge started on Monday, and I'm going to go and officiate and hand over prizes on Friday in Nyanga. This is an initiative that we want for us to capacitate our young people, for them to come up with ICT and AI-enabled prototypes and applications that will also speak into how, as a country, we can embed artificial intelligence. We gave them some tasks
to look into how AI can be able to transform our governments and also transform even our nation. So within the applications, we chose 4 sectors, which include agriculture, tourism, mining, and then we had to put together education and health. So these are the 4 categories. Education and health is combined. We want our young people to come up with ICT startups that speak into how we can embed AI as a country. So these are some of the things that we have done, but of course, off the cuff I can be able to highlight more, but I'm sure you've heard some of the initiatives that we've done for the adoption of artificial intelligence. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Supplementary.
Supplementary, Honorable Amoswa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. My supplementary to the Honorable Minister stems from what she said, that there is going to be a grand AI challenge. I want to know whether there are going to be mean AI challenges, specifically for policymakers, such like MPs, whereby we have a program that will encourage members of parliament to be champions or ambassadors of applying artificial intelligence in the work they do to represent their constituencies. If there are any plans for that, maybe through some online programs where members of parliament can enroll and they become also part and parcel of these challenges, and they can actually be leading by example and at the end influencing many to appreciate artificial intelligence. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Amoswa. Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Honorable Madam Speaker, ma'am. Let me thank Honorable Amoswa for that very pertinent question. Indeed, it's quite important for us, especially as legislators and representatives of the people, to be at the forefront and become ambassadors of AI adoption. We had several meetings over the last 2 months with Parliament, where we want to work together with Parliament. I think you are aware that when we launched the AI strategy, we had to come to Parliament for one reason. One reason because our Speaker, Honorable JFN Mundenda, and also the whole of Parliament, including our clerk and Parliament staff and all, have been very deliberate on what we need to do. Parliament has instituted what we call the Committee of the Future, which already outlines what we need to do. Where as government we have designated Parliament as a center of excellence, which is supposed to lead from the front in terms of AI adoption. So what we are doing is we are going to come up with mechanisms already. We've got a partner who we can't disclose for now. We are already doing a feasibility study at Parliament, so that at least if we are going to speak on any other centers or sectors of the economy which are going to build AI, Parliament has to be the first one. We want to digitize the Hansard. We want to digitize the way that even you can relate in terms of even finding out how you can use AI for you to do your research and all that. So this is already a plan that we have. But of course, status is for us to upskill, reskill, and skill our parliamentarians. The various platforms that I've talked about, which include the 1.5 million coding program, Parliament is also allowed to participate. But if you're saying that we need a specific one, which is specific to Parliament, I'm sure it's something that we can consider. The 1.5 million coding program is an initiative that we've partnered with the UAE government, which is self-taught. You just go on a platform online, and all you do is for you to log in, and automatically you start learning on AI fundamentals, on coding and all that. All we need to do is to continuously publicize so that parliamentarians can know that there is that self-taught portal that we have. Besides that, we also had talks again together with the Honorable Speaker and also Parliament staff for us to then have a course which is specific to our parliamentarians. It's something that is also in the pipeline. We're hoping we're going to do it this first half, but I'm sure it's now going to be done in the second half. We are now encouraging then all parliamentarians to definitely participate. AI is revolutionary. We don't want anyone to be left behind.
As a country, we need to be at the forefront of adopting artificial intelligence by the various policies that we have put in place. And I really want to encourage all parliamentarians to also participate when we are going to be calling for parliamentarians to come for this training, of course, through the Honorable Speaker. So we think these are also some of the initiatives that we can continuously do. I totally agree with you, Honorable. We need Parliament to lead. And I know you will not be left behind. So these are initiatives that we are doing. And of course, we also want Parliament to be a center of excellence. I so submit. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Supplementary, Honorable Sakupanya.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to firstly appreciate the Minister for the great responses she's been giving and the initiatives been taken by her ministry. She talked about the Uda City Digital Skills Training Platform. My question, and obviously the number of 100,000 that she mentioned, young people who benefited from that. My question is, what measures is the ministry taking to ensure that those who get access, particularly those in the rural areas, get equal opportunity as those in the towns? Because naturally, when these things are presented in terms of online and the platform online, those who have access are those who've got the facilities, which is mostly around towns. So my question is, what is the ministry doing to try and incorporate or inculcate those who come from rural areas, those who come from schools that are not yet at the same digital level as those schools in towns? I anticipate, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Sakupanya. Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Ma'am, let me also thank Honorable Sakupanya for that very important question. It's very true that as government, we need to bridge the urban and rural divide. So for us to be able to achieve this, we have come up with various initiatives, and I still call upon members of Parliament to be very proactive when it comes to these issues. We have got our digital centers. Please, I'm kindly asking Parliament, of course, we have got a geographical map of our digital centers across the whole country. But what we are doing now, we've even tasked our Deputy Minister, Honorable Puti, to work on that. And we are going to come up with a report we will present here in Parliament. A report on finding out how our digital centers are faring. The digital centers are meant for us to create an environment and also have at least a place where our people in the rural areas can be able to access digital services. But we would want this to be very effective. I know Parliament presented a paper where they went on and did a tour on the various digital centers that we have. We want this to be effective. Why so? These are places where our people in the rural areas or even in the urban areas can be able to access digital services for free. Because within our digital centers, we have got free Wi-Fi hotspots. So we expect people to be able to go there and then be able to access these services so that at least even if they want to enroll on Uda City, it's quite easier. In terms of bandwidth, even in terms of even the digital tools, they are there. But besides that, we also have tried through the presidential internet scheme to also then establish free Wi-Fi hotspots. As of yesterday, we're reporting on about 120 free Wi-Fi hotspots that have been established. It's still below. We want to do more. Of course, resources sometimes can constrain us. We'd want to do more. The target is for us to at least reach 1,000 by 2030, where we establish free Wi-Fi hotspots so that our young people can also be able to access in the rural areas or even in the urban areas. What also we are also trying to do is for us through our DigiTrack. We have got a digital track, digital tracks indeed, which move across all provinces. I know last month it was in Mapisa Day, and now it is going to Marsh West. The reason why we are doing that is for us to make sure that at least we would reach out. These young people will be there to also access all these digital services. So it's one thing that we continuously are able to do for us to make sure that the young people will have access to these services. But more importantly, we need to bridge the rural divide by providing for 5G, by providing for 4G, and establishing more base stations. This is work in progress. Resources are constrained, but we continuously are working on making sure that everywhere is connected. I so submit, Madam Speaker, ma'am.
Supplementary. Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Supplementary.
Supplementary, Honorable Sagandiwa.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Minister, for the answers. My supplementary question is going towards the issue of the 16 official languages. What are you doing as a ministry to make sure that the AI adoption is in line or speaks to the 16 official languages? I thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Ma'am, let me thank Honorable Sagandira for that question. What we are doing, working together with our universities and tertiary institutions, we are working on coming up with what we call national language processing. This is a system that we want to make sure that we embed in AI, which has got our own cultural context and also speaks into our own languages. We want AI to speak in Shona, Ndebele, Tonga, or any other languages. That is the ultimate goal. But this starts by us having the proper data sets, which will be able to make sure that when we are producing our AI, it speaks into that. So in terms of that, we are working together with various institutions, especially our universities, to also embed our languages in adopting artificial intelligence so that our data sets speak into that. So it's work in progress that we're working together with the Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education to be able to implement. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. New question, Honorable Mrechu F.
Ngiyabonga, Madam Speaker. Ngiyabonga mphathisihlalo. Ngiyabonga ngesikhathi eniniphesona umbuzo wami uqondana lo Minister of Local Government. Kodwa owokuqala ngizathanda ukuthi ngibonge umsebenzi awenza phakathi komuzi balugwalo ekuseni lapha oluvela e-ofisini yakhe olukhuluma ngale-Shiamale Barons ukuthi uzadila lawo njani. Sibonge lokho. Umbuzo wami sekuthini umthetho bani okhona esingathi government policy ngokufakwa kwama-prepaid water meters emadorobheni ethu befakwa ngama-council ethu. Ngiyabonga.
Siyabonga mhlonishwa. Umbuzo wakho uqondise kubani?
Minister of Local Government.
Okay. Is the Minister of Local Government here? No. The acting leader of government business?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir. May I thank Honorable Mrechu for a very important question on the installation of prepaid water meters. It's a very good question which I believe if he put it in writing, the Honorable Minister can respond accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Mhlonishwa Mrechu, acting leader of government business, uthi yena umbuzo wakho ngokuqakatheka kwawo kungaba njani ubana ulobe ubuyilojiwe ukwenzela ubana uthole impendulo egcweleyo kahle kahle.
Ngiyabonga Mcebisihlalo. Befuna ukwazi nje ngepolicy ukuthi ithini, if there's a policy. There's a policy that guides water, prepared water meters.
Okay.
It's not a specific question. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Honorable acting leader of government business, I think the honorable member is seeking to know if there is a specific policy towards the installation of the water meters. I think. Would you be kind enough to respond to that?
Honorable Speaker, sir, in my response, I indicated that for the honorable member to get a comprehensive response, he should put it in writing. Thank you.
Okay, I think I get it, Honorable Mrechu. Maybe it's only prudent that you put it in writing, so that the actual minister responsible for that gives us a comprehensive response to your important question. Thank you. The next question is going to come from Honorable Dima Swiswi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My question is directed to the Ministry of Health and Child Care. What is the current plan to reduce out-of-pocket costs for vulnerable population who cannot afford a basic medical care?
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister of Health.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. And I would like to thank the honorable member for asking a pertinent question, which is we are currently working on as the ministry, as we all are aware that most of our population do not fall under medical aid schemes. So as the ministry, we are currently working on what we call national health insurance, which is going to cater each and every citizen in Zimbabwe in terms of affording health medical care, even those who are in medical aid schemes. They will be also falling under that national health insurance. And this national health insurance is not going to be individuals' contribution towards the scheme, but there are already existing taxes which are going to contribute to this national health insurance, which will actually subsidize the medical health care systems to all citizens of Zimbabwe. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister. Yes, Honorable
My follow-up question, Honorable Speaker. Let me thank the Minister for his response. What specific steps is the Ministry taking to ensure essential medicines and the medical supplies are constantly available in public hospitals and clinics?
I'm not sure if it's a policy question. Musa Andipinduri. Honorable Deputy Minister, can you indulge Honorable Masisi? It's purely administrative, but Honorable Deputy Minister, maybe if you can indulge him.
Okay, thank you. Yes, what has been asked by Honorable Masisi is about administrative. How do we prioritize? How do we make sure things are available in the, especially medicines in our hospitals? This usually comes with the budget we have and the disbursement of funds we have to procure what is actually required by the hospitals, especially in terms of medicines and other sundries to use. I thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Mazwanika, you just said is what now you are asking for supplementary?
Yes, supplementary question.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, muvunzo wangu wokuwedzera rukuenderana nenyaya yekunetseka kuti hurumende inenge iri kunetseka panyaya dzemari yezvisapota zveutano. Muvunzo wangu wokuwedzera ko takarambireiko mari yaibva kuAmerica 365 million yokupedzera kurapa kutenga medical supplies kuripedzera kurejusa yatinoti iyo out of pocket yataurwa nechirungu iyi. Ndo muvunzo wangu wokuwedzera, Mr. Speaker, sendachenda.
Pamachitaura wangachiswedera pamaiki stereki saka zvima ndinazozwisisa kuti wangauti tichii. Taura hako wakafava tinzwi.
Ndatenda mbato wechigaro ndoimba kuti kurura kwenziwa zvakanaka. Right. Tanzwa chichemo chabva kuhurukota kuna honorable member wachichema kuti vanhu vari kunyanya kuchema nenyaya yema out of pocket expenses. Izvi zvinoratidza kuti hurumende haina mari yakakwana kutsigira kusapota zveutano. Mubvunzo wangu wekuedza ndokuti hurumende yeZimbabwe yakaramba mari 365 million kubva kuhurumende yeAmerica. Tiri kuti isu yakarambirei mari, isi tiri kunetseka nenyaya yezveutano. Ndatenda Mr. Speaker.
Order. Chokutanga chawataura handi chokwadi manyepo kuti uti iwe hurumende iri kutadza. Hurumende hana mbotadza. Hurumende iri kuvavaira. Aiwa, gara pasi. Hurumende
point of privilege.
I am still addressing you. Can you take your seat? Let me finish addressing the issue of Honorable Madziva.
But you can't perform two functions. You can't be the minister and the speaker at the same time. Allow the Honorable Minister to respond.
No, you cannot tell me what to do. Take your seat. Take your seat.
You can't respond on behalf of the minister.
Take your seat.
No.
Take your seat.
Take your seat. Procedure.
Honorable Makura.
Allow him to respond.
Honorable Makura, take your seat.
Because you are direct.
I'm warning you for the last time. Take your seat. Right. Nakandichini kuna Honorable Madziva. Hatifanirwi kutaura zvinhu zvisiri izvo nekuti tiri kuona mavhitivhiti aripo. Izvozvo hatibvumire izvozvo. Aiwa, izvozvo hatibvumire izvozvo. Saka next question, Honorable Kadema Unga. Order. Is that a supplementary? Supplementary, okay, go ahead. I thought the supplementary are gone.
No tender. Mbadweshigaro. Ndotenda kuti hurumende yedu ishibetsegwa nezimura nedzimwe mari zhinji dzinouya mumwe nyika. Zvinoratidza kuti nyika ino inotora mari zhinji chaizvo. Asi chinotinetsa mubato wechigaro ndechekuti mari iyi inoendepi kana ichikonewa kubetsera vakwegura vedu kuti vaenda kuzvipatara vandowana mushonga yezvirwere zvinoita seBP, vana shuga nezvimwe zvirwere zvinoita vanhu vakuru. Mubvunzo uyu mubato wechigaro wakatekeshera nyika yose. Vakwegura vanoda kuziva kuti hurumende iri kutirongerei.
Saka mubvunzo wako uri kuti chii kuna minista tichitevedzera because hati supplementary kai.
Mishonga yavanhu vakuru inokonerei kuwanikwa muzvipatara nemutengo wakaderera. Ndatenda.
Order. Honorable Deputy Minister of Health.
Ndinoda kupa kuteta nemibvunzo yadai kusumudza inenge dendo yaita kunge mhirizhonga muparamende. Chekutanga panyaya yataugwa naVamadziva nyika. Nyika inovakwa nevene vayo. Nyika ichivakwa nevene vayo sezvamakorekita mubato wechigaro kuti hurumende haisi kushaya mari plus yakaramba mari iwa hadzisi chokwadi, asi kuti tiri kugadzira nzira dzekuti tikwanise kuzvirera toga sevana vanozvimiririra voga pasi rino. Tobva ipapo yataugwa naHonorable Makumire, mishonga yevakwegura kana kuti yavataura yatinoti yemachronic illnesses kana diseases muchirungu. Iyo mishonga mukapinda muzvipatara kana kumusha kwanisa ndambosvika nekumwe kwagumbonzvanda vanofona vachiti vakuru vedu, vadhara vedu, vatana vedu vari kuwana mishonga iyi pachena. Mishonga iyi haisi kuchajiwa. Ndatenda.
Point of privilege, Mr. Speaker.
Agenda.
Point of privilege, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, what's your point of privilege?
Mubato wechigaro ndinodavira kuti dare rino igurusa rakatarirwa nenyika yose asi misangano yatoita nevakwegura inoratidza kuti hakuna chiriko, uye mubvunzo wabva nedivi rekurudyi kwenyu uri kuti hakuna chiriko. Minista uri kuzvizere hatiyazivi kuti tiri papi senyika, tinotsvaga intervention yenyu ipapo mubato wechigaro. Ndatenda.
The Honorable Deputy Minister spoke specifically for what he has seen, what he has experienced. So if you have experienced otherwise, it's okay for you to also put it in writing and specify exactly where that kind of situation occurred, so that then the Deputy Minister and his team can go and do investigations upon that. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with what the Deputy Minister said. Is that a supplementary? Yes, Honorable Mshoriwa, it's the last one.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my supplementary question to the Honorable Minister. Honorable...
Order, let's keep our voices down, please, honorable members. Keep your voices down so that the ministers can hear properly and respond accordingly.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wanted to do a follow-up to the response by the Honorable Minister, where he said, and I wanted to ask the Honorable Minister, given his earlier statement that sometimes the disbursement of money from Treasury is low, and given the fact that the government refused the 367 million that was coming from the USA, which money was meant to deal with HIV and related illness. Now I want to find out from the Honorable Minister, given the erratic pattern from Treasury in terms of disbursement of monies, which as we talk under the Ministry of Health is less than 50% as of now, what other measures is government taking to ensure that we will not have a problem in terms of treating those patients that are under HIV and related illness? Where is the money going to come, given the challenges that we face with the Treasury in terms of disbursing the money to your ministry?
Honorable Deputy Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I want to thank Honorable Mshoro for the supplementary question. Yes, what Honorable Mshoro is asking, particularly, is true somehow, but as what had transpired first, because you all aware that before the American declaration on that issue of cutting some funding to Zimbabwe, as Zimbabwe were to cover that gap, to make sure that we have enough and adequate supply of all the funded programs. But as of now, it's something which was done abruptly. Our Treasury is trying to make sure that it can cover the gap slowly, but until we get there, in the sense that we refused the 365 million. It wasn't refused as per se, but there were some discussions which were supposed to be discussed and made the agreements so that each and every party will be on the same page, especially on that particular financing model. So definitely, as the Treasurer is trying to make sure to disburse at that particular time when they disburse the money, the ministry is already ahead of prioritizing what is needed, which is now make sure we are not going to have shortfalls in terms of these medicines, as the initial question was asked. I therefore thank you.
On a point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister. What's your point of order in terms of which rule?
In terms of section order 65. Mr. Speaker, my point of order left the response by the Honorable Minister. The Honorable Minister said that they did not reject the money. They are saying there are modalities which are in place to ensure that the MOU is agreed to. But as of now, Mr. Speaker, the United States government has actually indicated that it is winding up any further supplies of health support to the government of Zimbabwe as a result of this failure, the MOU which failed. So the Honourable Minister must clarify to this House that we know the correct position. Because some of us, we read from their embassies the position from the US government, also the position from Zimbabwe. There is no alignment. Yet our people are suffering. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, sir.
Yes, Honorable Acting Leader of Government Business.
I realize that some members in this House are quite keen they want to know why we declined the funding from the US, and I'm going to, within indulgence, can I ask the Minister of Information to explain? Thank you.
Thank you, yes. The Minister of Information, please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. You may recall, Mr. Speaker, that we held a press conference regarding the discussion around the 367 million which was extended by the United States of America government, and we had to abandon the discussions. Mr. Speaker, there were some conditions which we didn't like attached to the offer. One of the conditions is that we were supposed to provide samples, biological samples, for researches that were supposed to be undertaken in America as a condition for the money that was supposed to be given to us. And we were also supposed to provide biological data of some people here in Zimbabwe that they needed, again as a condition for the money that was supposed to be given to Zimbabwe. They were going to produce some vaccines for different diseases and ailments, and the vaccines were not going to be shared with the government of Zimbabwe. This is what they indicated to us, and as government we felt we could not put the lives of our people at risk because we didn't know the intention as much as we required the money, but we could not do that at the expense of the citizens of Zimbabwe. So all we did was to protect our citizens by not taking money, by putting lives first. And if we are to resume the discussions, these conditions must be removed first. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
On a point of clarification.
Order. Please take your seat.
On a point of clarification, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Please take your seats. I am not opening up this for debate, number one. Number two, you stood on a point of order, and you sought that clarification, which the Minister of Information has ably done. Minister of Information, please convey our sincere thanks to the President and his cabinet for protecting, for putting the people of Zimbabwe first, instead of money first. So we move on. The next question is from Honorable M. Kademaunga.
On a point of order.
Honorable Shode, I have ruled. Please take your seat. Honorable Kademaunga, you may go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Good afternoon. My question is directed to the Minister of Industry and Commerce. Despite reported macroeconomic gains, including exchange rate stability and moderating inflation, the cost of basic commodities remains beyond the reach of many Zimbabweans, with the family basket continuing to rise. It was revised up to $616 or ZIG 20,450 in March. Could the Honorable Minister outline what policy measures government is taking to ensure that these macroeconomic gains translate into lower prices for basic commodities, improved purchasing power, and a meaningful reduction in the cost of living for ordinary citizens? Because despite these indicators of significant macroeconomic gains, still the ordinary person, it has not translated to the shopping basket. So what policy measures is the ministry taking to make sure that it cascades to the shopping basket? I thank you.
Thank you. Acting Leader of Government Business.
Honorable Speaker, sir, the Minister of Finance is in the House. With your indulgence, he can articulate, can give a response. Thank you.
Thank you, Acting Leader of Government Business. By all means, Honorable Minister of Finance, would you mind to demystify this issue?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Sir, I thank the Honorable Member for that very pertinent question. Let's go through the numbers. If you look at month-on-month inflation in ZIG or in US dollars, it's about 0.1% change from month to month. If you annualize that, or take the year-on-year inflation, the ZIG year-on-year inflation is 3.2%. The US dollar year-on-year inflation is 3.1%. But let me go back to the month-on-month. So if the cost of the basket was rising month to month, that figure should be a lot higher than the 0.1%, but it isn't. So I'm not too sure whether the assertion that the Member of Parliament is putting across is supported by the numbers. The numbers tell a different story. I'd like to understand better. But of course, we do understand that inflation varies from city to city. It varies from region to region, on a month, even on a month-by-month basis. We are aware of that. Maybe that's what is being amplified. But on an average annual basis, the assertion is not being supported by the numbers on inflation. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Finance.
Supplementary.
Yes, Honorable Mrombedzi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and I'd like to thank the Honorable Minister for that response. Honorable Speaker, while the Honorable Minister has cited monthly inflation figures, households are experiencing daily price shocks, bread, transport, and medicine costs rising faster than the official numbers that he has told us here. What mechanism, Honorable Speaker, exists to verify the accuracy of these inflation statistics, and how is the Minister ensuring that vulnerable households are not left unprotected by the data that masks their suffering? I so submit.
Honorable Minister of Finance.
Thank you very much. Let's turn to the biggest source of potential price shocks in the economy. Is the fuel sector. As we know that fuel prices are being driven by the global oil prices. When you look at the Brent price, has been volatile up and down, mainly due to issues in the Middle East regarding the war in Iran. And prior to that, we also had the effect of the Ukraine tensions as well. So that's been the largest source of shocks or potential shock in the economy, which would then affect the cost of living. But what government has done, since the Honourable Member is asking for measures that we're taking, the one measure we've been taking to that, regarding that specific shock, is to continue to adjust the various levies and taxes on fuel in a manner that then would cap the potential increase in the prices. Let's take, for instance, the latest price increase due to the increase in the FOB price and the Brent price of oil. We had to apply something like 7 cents from the levies and taxes to cushion citizens so that the price of diesel and the price of petrol do not go above $2. We're quite sensitive that really it shouldn't go above $2 so as to signal that prices are not about to run away. So we've been using taxes to deal with shocks coming from the fuel sector. When it comes to other prices across the economy, we don't really subsidize anything where subsidies are long gone, because subsidies ought to be targeted. You ought to know who is being affected. They have to be targeted, they have to be budgeted for. That is our new principle of dealing with subsidies. But on fuel, we're very clear, we're subsidizing everybody. We have different subsidies for petrol and diesel at any point in time. But we always try to make sure as well, Mr. Speaker said that for diesel, the price is slightly lower, because that's what drives commerce, and want to make sure that our businesses continue to produce and employ and people, and then keep the economy going. I thank you. And I thank the Honourable Member.
Thank you, Honourable Minister of Finance, for that. Yes, Honourable Mushwarwa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, and thank you, the Minister of Finance, for articulating that there have been subsidy on fuel to try to cushion Zimbabweans. But, Honourable Minister, could you then advise this House why, when it comes to fuel, we have been paying taxes, strategic reserve taxes, all these years? Why should we be in a shock when we have got millions of dollars that we paid for strategic reserve? Where are our strategic reserve that were supposed to cushion us at a time like this? What happened to that man?
The Honourable Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. There are two ways in which a strategic reserve is managed. You either manage it in the form of cash, or you manage it in the form of physical goods or commodity stored somewhere. And when you store it somewhere, you also incur storage costs as well. There's a cost associated with that. So we decided to use the former approach, which is that the reserve is in the form of cash, which we then, whose equivalent in form of taxes, we adjust whenever it is needed for that to happen in order to cushion the increase in citizens. In a way, what we're doing, we're using the taxes that are collected from these levels to cushion citizens, and the effect is the same. This is why when you look at the impact so far on Zimbabwe, we've not seen any fuel queues. Yes, we've had price increases. If you look around the region, without naming countries, you've seen fuel queues, you've seen challenges. We're not having those challenges because we've managed things well. So I think the Honourable Member should be pleased that congratulate us for managing things well so far without having to increase the amount that is in storage. I thank him for the question. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
On a point of clarity.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Mushwarwa,
On a point of clarity.
Thank you for congratulating the Minister of Finance and the government. Did you have a point of?
The response from the minister was actually the minister did not even answer my question. The question is, we have been paying strategic reserve tax over the years, and if the minister is saying that we are keeping the money in cash, where is the money?
Order, Honourable Mushwarwa. The minister was very clear that that money is the money that enabled them to be able to give out subsidies. Right. It was explained clearly. You have a supplementary question? It's the last one.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Regaini ngotenda minister nekupindura kwavaita. Munzwire wandaita mubvunzo wa Honorable Kademaunga wanga uri wekuti iwo pazvinhu kukwira kwazviri kuita hurumende iri kudiwa kuti uya anenge achizonzi munhu wepasi pasi paanonotenga kuti zvaanotenga zvinzi kana paine reti yanzi yadzika pane chiripo chaanoti zvandibatsiridza. Ndonobata nepavari kutaura nenyaya yefiwo kudzika kwayakaita nedi, ministry inozoti kudiwo vanozoenda kunochengetedza munhu uya, nekuti pavari kuti fiwo yadzika tikaenda kunotora padiki diki pane pabatwa vaya vari pasi pasi, mushikashika kana kuti kombi kana kuti mabhazi anopinda mutauni akakwira kubva pama 50 cents achienda kuma$2 kachienda kumadhola. Izvozvi nekuitwa subsidize kwaitwa, urongwa hupi hunochinoenda kunoonekwa kuti vari pasi pasi vaya payanga yakwira kombi sezvo fiwo yanzi yadzika, mutengo wokupindawo mutauni unge uchidzika. Saka urongwa hupi hunochizoitwa kuti uya wepasi angewo achizokwanisa kuwanika benefit kaya kanenge kaitwa nehurumende.
Right. Thank you, Honorable Corey. The Honorable Minister of Finance.
I thank you, Honorable Karenyi, for that follow-up question, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a market at work. You've got private players who are active in that market providing transport. And really, as government, what we can do, which is what we're doing, is to signal the direction of prices. But then we cannot go down there and impose price controls. I think that if we were to go the route that our member is proposing, it will really mean we have to start instituting price controls, and that's not palatable to say that level. You cannot charge, above so much, and so forth. We signal prices generally through the pump price that Zera, publishes, and you see it in various garages. But the impact in terms of fares is an issue for the industry, is an issue of competition, is an issue of private players. We cannot dictate on that price. We cannot institute price controls. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Finance. The next question comes from Honorable Chuma.
Maita basa mbatu wechigaro. Mvunzo wangu unaenda kuna Minister of Industry and Commerce. Honorable Speaker, nguva yakapfuura takambotaura nenyaya dzema-reserved sectors. Tinyaya kutarisa zvikuru maChina ari kumaina muno vachiuya nemotokari dzavo vachiita zvese vega. Minista vakatiwo inyaya yatiri kugadzirisa, asi takamirira kugadziriswa kwazvo. Tiri kuona zvekare kuwanda kuwedzera kwema-restaurant, ma-Chinese restaurant, ma-Chinese supermarkets muma-location, kureva kuti ma-China aya chavasingadi kupa vana veZimbabwe mari, vanoda kupanana pachavo. Tikafamba manheru kunzvimbo dzavanotandarira unowana kuti ndo vanenge vari vega ndo vanotenga chinhu chakaita semupunga vanodya unobva kuChina. Honorable Speaker, mvunzo wangu unoti mutemo hurumende unoti kudii pavauyi vanobva kune dzimwe nyika vachizoshavawo munyika yedu yeZimbabwe? Vanouya here nezvese? Vouya nevanotengesa zvavanodla, vouya votengesa nezvavanomwa, nezvavanopfeka. Ko zvedu mabhizinesi emuno evana veZimbabwe achasapotwa nani? Utechiti kana vauya ivo vabva kure vane mari yakawanda ndo vachatisawo mari vana veZimbabwe. Maita basa.
Tatenda, the acting leader of government business.
Ndinokutendai mubati wechigaro. Ndichitenda zvakare Honorable Chuma vasimudza mubvunzo wakakosha. Ichokwadi kuti vauyi vari kuita mabhizinesi munyika yedu. Hongu tinoziva kuti Zimbabwe is open for business. Asi pazvasvika apa zvinoreva kuti zvakuda kuti hurumende imboongorora kuti vangauya nezvose here, voya nemota dzose, marori chikafu zvose votora mabasa edu. Saka nyaya iyi inyaya inoda kuti igonyatsoongororwa zvakakwana. Ndichakumbira Honorable Chuma kuti vainyore, uyezve ndichaudza Minister veindustry kuti vachatora matanho api kuti vazvigadzirise. Kudzimotikari ndinodera kuti vakanzi vambomiswa kutakura zvakawanda, asi izvozvizvi zvaakuramba zvichingoenderera kuti kuchikafu neraisi vounza nenyama vounza zvakare. Saka inyaya inoda kuongororwa nehurumende kuti tigozo. Saka ndichakumbira Honorable Chuma, tichikumbira imi mubati wechigaro kuti vazvitsetsenure, vanoona nezvenyaya iyi vagoiongorora zvizere. Ndatenda.
Tinotenda Honorable Ex-Leader of Government Business. Honorable Chuma, muri kukumbirwa kuti munyore pasi kuitira kuti minista vanyatsojekesa. Pakunyora penyu papa musakangana nokubvunza even makasino vakutovhura futi. Munyore izvozvo titinzwe mhinduro.
Kuburukidza nemwe Mr. Speaker, tatingokumbirawo kuti ivo Minister of Industry vauyewo mumba muno nezvinyorwa tigotutsira mibvunzo ipapo, nokuti zvinhu zvakawanda zviri kuonekwa zvichiitika munyika yedu yeZimbabwe. Maita.
Okay, I think tikatanga nemubvunzo wavanyora iweyo wouya pano, kana usina kuzotsanangura zvakanaka tichazovakumbira kuti vaunze ministerial statement. Tinotenda. Next question is Honorable Ara Makumbe. Sorry, Ara Makumire.
Ndotenda bado chigaro ndokutipawo mukana wekubvunza. Mubvunzo wangu wakanangana negurukota rinoona nezvevechidiki nokusimudzirwa kwavo. Mubati wechigaro mukaongorora muchaona kuti chauraya ramangwana renyika ino nokuda kwechimiro chiriko kune vechidiki. Vazhinji vavo vakungogara mumastreets vachitora zvinodhaka. Vazhinji vavo vakatobva kumayunivhesiti asi vagere vari kutengesa majuice card mumastreets. Mubvunzo wangu ndowokuti matanho api ari kutorwa nehurumende kuti inge ichisimudzira vechidiki mune zviwanikwa zvenyika ino nemukuwanikwa kwemabasa. Ndatenda.
Acting Leader of Government Business.
Ndinotenda mubati wechigaro, ndichitenda mumiriri nemubvunzo wavasimudza kuti mabasa api ari kuitwa nehurumende kusimudzira vechidiki. Akawandisa mabasa ari kubatwa nehurumende. Iye zvinotovhura vocational and training center kuri kuenda vakomana nevasikana vechidiki vachipuhwa dzidzo yemhando yepamusoro kuti vagone kuva nemaskills ekuti vagone kuzvitsvagira mabasa avo ekugadzira motikari. Zvakawanda zviri kuitika. Tinoona zvakare hurumende ichipa mayouth mari yekuti vaite mabasa emaoko. Vamwe vakatotenga marori, vamwe vakapiwa mamainzi, vamwe vakawana mikana yekutora maloni avari kukwanisa kushandisa kuwana mabasa. Saka mayouth edu emuZimbabwe ndiwo anotarisirwa chaizvo pamusoro kuti varambe vachisimuka. Vamwe vari kutopiwa neminda nemombe dzekuti mabasa avo agone kusumukira, nokuti mayouth anhasi ndo vatungamiri vamangwana. Saka toda kutenda mukuru wenyika Baba vaMunangagwa nekusimudzira mayouth nemadzimai pamabasa avo emaoko. Tatenda.
Supplementary.
Yes, Honorable Makumire.
Mubvunzo wongowedzera mubati wechigaro ndokuti tinoona isu mukuru wenyika achindopawo vechidiki marori zvarebwa naminista izvi nezvimwe zvakasiyana siyana. Asi mubvunzo wokuwedzera ndokuti tinoona zvinhu izvi zvichiitwa at political party level ndezvipiwo zviri kungoitwa pajekerere kuti mayuth ose zvisinei namapato vange vachikwanisa kubhenefita pazvirongwa zvehurumende. Ndatenda.
Thank you. Order. Yes, leader of government business.
Tinotenda mubati wechigaro. Ndichitenda mumiriri nemubvunzo wavasimudza. Zvatiri kutaura zvinhu zviri kuitwa nehurumende yeZANU-PF ndio inotonga nyika ino. Saka mayuthi ese nyika jekerere ngavaende kwavanowana mabasa. Saka nakune kumwe kusina mabasa ngavasiye ikoko vaende kune mabasa.
Point of order.
Supplementary.
Order. Please switch off your mics. Thank you. Order. In terms of standing order number 68, time for question without notice has expired. Now we move order.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Order.
Mr. Speaker.
Order. We now move to questions with notice. Honorable members, the Deputy Minister of Health is asked us
Mr. Speaker.
Hold on, let me finish.
Point of order, Mr.
Hold on,
Speaker.
let me finish this.
Point of order.
Let me finish my statement. Right. Order. I was still saying that the Deputy Minister of Health is asked us to defer his questions that are on today's order paper because he did not bring the response. He is apologetic about that. I hope we indulge him on that. So we'll skip
Mr. Speaker.
We'll defer
Mr.
question
Speaker.
1 and 2
Point of order, Mr. Speaker, sir.
to the next sitting.
Point of order, Mr.
What's your
Speaker,
point of
sir.
order?
Mr. Speaker, my point of order is if you check with previous sittings, Mr. Speaker, most of the ministers are not attending. And today, Mr. Speaker, they are here. And I move for the extension of questions without notice with 15 minutes, Mr. Speaker.
I second. Order. It should be done procedurally. All right. The honourable member is proposed an extension of time. Who second? No, you don't just second before I ask you to do so. Right. Who seconds that?
Second.
I second.
Thank you. Any objections?
Object.
Yes.
I object.
There's an objection. All right. Noted. Thank you. Order.
The youth.
Order. Honorable Corey proposed an order. Honorable Mrombezi. Order. That's very dangerous. You are hanging on a very thin thread. It's dangerous. Unfortunately, Honorable Corey, it's been objected to, so we move on to question number 3. Honorable Bonda.
Question 3.
The Honorable Minister of Information and Publicity.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, the honorable member sought from the ministry to understand as to why the weather forecast for Wange is not being broadcast. Mr. Speaker, I responded to this question sometime and indicated that we don't just show it on our television, but the weather forecast is being obtained, and we feel it is part of the weather forecast that is being broadcast for Wange because it covers the whole area. But for specific whether reports that can be obtained from the Ministry of Environment, but with regards to Victoria Falls is covered under Wangai. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Supplementary.
Thank you. Yes, supplementary, Honorable Bonda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I didn't get the response for, because Kwai has its own weather forecast, which is about 70 km from Wange, the town, and then Vic Falls is 100 kilometers away from Wange. Definitely the pattern of the weather changes. So I'm really requesting through you, Mr. Speaker, to indulge me that the Ministry of Information should provide that weather forecast for Wange town, the central, because there is now much activity and it's now a hub of activity. So it will be okay. I don't think there's anything difficult to provide that weather forecast, really. Thank you.
Honorable Bonda, Honorable Minister of Information.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I indicated that the weather forecast for Victoria Falls is obtained and is recorded through the Ministry of Environment. But what's not just coming out is our broadcasting on television, where Victoria Falls is covered under Wange. We are not able to show all the places around this country during the news hour with regards to the weather forecast. But if it's a request, we will see how that can be accommodated on the summary that we are providing. But if the honorable member wanted the specific weather forecast for Victoria Falls, that is available and that can be obtained through the Ministry of Environment. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you. I think, Honorable Minister, what the Honorable Member was asking specifically for Wange Town, as much as the Kwai is flighted and then Big Falls is flighted separately, so maybe it's up to the Ministry of Environment to provide you with that so that you can then share it. According to his sentiments, Wange is a big town, so they would also love to probably see their focus flighted.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The request has been noted.
Thank you very much. Honorable Bonda, I'm sure you must be happy with that. Question number 4, Honorable Matara.
Question number 4, Mr. Speaker, sir.
The Minister of Public Service. I saw the deputy here. Yes. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also want to thank the Honorable Member for the question. It reads, explain to the House the government policy regarding the protection and safety of civil servants, particularly teachers who face conflicts with community members in their areas of jurisdiction. There are internal reporting mechanisms in place in the event that civil servants are in conflict with the community. Members make use of established reporting structures at their stations, districts, provinces, and head office. For teachers, issues are handled by school heads, district schools, inspectors, and provincial education directors. All the above-mentioned offices are responsible for protecting members within their jurisdictions and are well equipped to handle and report issues affecting them. In addition, the Public Service Commission has offices at each district and provincial level where all civil servant matters are handled. Above all, the Zimbabwe Republic Police plays an important role in protecting and handling matters involving all citizens. I so submit. Thank you.
Supplementary.
Sorry about that, Honorable Matara. Yes, you can go ahead.
Mazvita Minister nekupindura zvakanyatsonaka. Tiri kuona kuti matambudziko atataura aya vanofanirwa kuma-atenda pekutanga sekutaura kwamaita tichipa muenzaniso wevadzidzisi vakuru vezvikoro. Handisi kuti hapana zvingaitwa here kuti kana paitika nyaya dzakaita seidzi paitwe sokukurumidza, nokuti tinozosangana nematambudziko ekuti vadzidzisi vanozoshayiwa rudziviriro rwakakwana kana vachinge vanetsana nevanhu vemunharaunda dzavanoshandira. Urongwa hwacho hunoti nonoke pakundogadzirisa nyaya dzacho kuti munhu ave akachengetedzeka. Handisi kuti hamuna zvamungaitawo here ipapo kuitira kuti vakuru vezvikoro vatorewo nyaya idzi neudzamu, nokuti dzimwe dziri kunobudisa vashandi vakuwadzwa kana kuremadzwa. Mazvita.
Thank you, Honorable Matara. Order. Honorable members, with your indulgence, I've asked the acting government chief whip to check out 5 questions at least per every minister that is here, so that we try and cover all of them instead of just following the format that is here. If you can allow me that, can we at least give each minister that is here 5 questions to respond to, so that we try and cover all of them? Do you give me that permission? Thank you. Acting government chief, please prepare the 5 questions per every minister that is here, so that we try and cover them all. Thank you. Honorable Deputy Minister, please respond to a supplementary question.
Maita henyu bati wechigaro, sezvandataura kuti pakava nekukakavadzana pakati pevashandi vehurumende kunyanya maticha nevanhu vari mucommunity, pane kwakawanda kunokwanisa kunge kuchimhangarwa kwandataura kuti padhuze pana ticha ndo pana headmaster. Headmaster vanozoripotawo kudistrict, kune madistrict schools inspectors nokuprovince, zvozoenda zvichingokwira. Saka kana ticha kana achinge achikakavadzana nevanhu kana kuti achitambudzwa asina kunge aripota kuna headmaster, kana kuti asina kunge akwidza nyaya yake kumusoro, hapana kaziviro katingaite kuti ticha ari kushungurudzwa. Ndoziva zviri kuitika, ende dzimwe nguva ticha pazvinozosvika pakaoma ndo paanozomhanya kuda rubatsiro. Asi tiri kukurudzira kuti kana paine zvakadaro zviri kuitika, ticha ngaabva angotaura kuna head kuti pane zvakadai zviri kuitika, kuti zvikwanise kunge zvichigadziriswa zvisati zvaenderera mberi. Maita henyu mubati wechigaro.
Thank you. I don't see any supplementary questions, so we move on to, and also, honorable members, if you don't mind, can we agree as well that let's allow only 1 supplementary question so that we try and cover the questions, right? Thank you for your cooperation. Question 5, Honorable Bonda.
Question number 5.
The Deputy Minister of Public Service.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also want to thank the Honorable Member for the question, which reads, why trained Nambia-speaking teachers are not being employed in Wange district, while non-Mambia-speaking teachers are deployed to schools in Nambia-speaking communities, thereby depriving the children of getting instructions in their mother language at the early education stage. The Public Service Commission is responsible for the deployment of teachers in Zimbabwe, guided by available funded vacancies, staffing levels, and the need to ensure the equitable distribution of qualified personnel across all districts. Currently, only attrition posts are being filled, hence the limited number of teachers being recruited. Recruitment is done locally in Hwange district. Since 2023, a total of 84 Nambia-speaking teachers were recruited. And of that total, 30 were ECD teachers and 45 primary, 9 secondary. However, the Public Service Commission remains committed to prioritizing the recruitment, training, and deployment of teachers with appropriate local language competencies, including Nambia, in order to improve the quality of teaching and learning. This is stipulated in the Public Service Commission guidelines for the recruitment of teachers dated the 4th of March 2024. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary?
Yes, supplementary, Bonda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir. Just wanted to correct the minister. The beautiful language is called Nambia. If you can say that after me, so that next time you pronounce it well.
Order, Bonda. Pronunciations differ according to someone's tongue. So
is it okay, Mr. Speaker, that if I say that you are Matebele and not Ndebele?
Sorry?
That's how I want to pronounce your language. You are Matebele and not Ndebele. Is it okay? That's my pronunciation. If you're happy with that, let me proceed with my supplemental question to the minister.
Please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Second. I want to find out if the minister has, the ministry has the policy that makes sure that the students who are trained in Hwange, since Nambia is a minority language that we all know, they are actually deployed, wholly deployed, because their first language or their first priority when they enroll at the college is the Nambia language. But we find out that most of them, they end up being in Cholocho, in any other areas of non-speaking Nambia language that they would have preferred, because their first preference for them to enroll as Nambia teachers is because they want to teach in Hwange. Thank you.
Deputy Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like also to thank the honorable member for the supplementary question. As I have said, this question concerns Hwange district, and recruitment is done in Hwange district. So that means those who trained in Hwange or who are speakers of the local language, that is Nambia, are given priority. And also, as I have said, since 2023, there were about 84 Nambia teachers who were recruited to date, which is quite a large number. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister. Question number 6, Honorable Tsvangirai. Please know the Honorable Deputy Minister, you can submit your response. Question number 7, Honorable Bonda.
Question number 7.
The Honorable Deputy Minister, please respond.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would also want to thank Honorable Bonda for the question, which reads, to ask the Minister of Public Service, Labour and Social Welfare to update the House on when the officers involved in the food deficit mitigation program between 2023 and 2025 will be paid their allowances, considering the program ended on the 30th of April 2025. My ministry acknowledges support from Treasury to clear the arrears of the previous food distribution cycles. This year, Treasury released funds to support the food deficit mitigation program. The funds are used to clear the arrears for both transporters and the officials that were working tirelessly during this period. The districts have started receiving funds, and it is my hope that by the end of this quarter, all districts would have cleared the debt. Processes to disperse to individual accounts are currently underway, and all verified arrears owed to officers under the program will be settled accordingly. The ministry remains committed to honoring its obligations to staff and appreciates the patience and dedication demonstrated by officers during the implementation of the program. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so submit.
Thank you very much. I don't see any submitters, so we move on. Honorable members, with the indulgence, the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education, who was our acting leader of government business today, is asked us to allow him to respond to his questions quickly. So may we stand over all questions until up to question 85, and we go to question 86.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
My question to the Minister of Public Service is number 8. I think if they have it written, they can submit.
She doesn't have the response, so we're going to defer it to next week. Thank you. So, question number 86, Honorable Majindu.
Question 86.
Where are you? Huh? You must make a habit of standing up.
Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Yes.
The Honorable Minister of Primary and Secondary Education.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Sir. Honorable Majindu wants to ask the Minister of Primary and Secondary Education to inform the House the justification behind the exclusion of subsidized examination fees for learners in private schools, as some learners attend private schools due to limited capacity in public schools. It is the ministry's policy that all learners in the school system should be considered in all decision-making under the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education. However, the ministry's policy to exclude private school learners from subsidized ZIMSEC examination fees is primarily based on the strategic priorities targeting, and also because of limited fiscal resource. The minister acknowledged that infrastructural and capacity deficits force some learners into private colleges. Public education funding models require strict differentiation between commercial, profit-driven entities and state-assisted institutions. For these reasons, our priority is therefore for the less privileged, so that no one or no place is left behind. I might also want to add, Honorable Speaker said that that is a standard practice, that those who are from low classes should send their children to public schools. Even in the Western countries, private schools are for those who are rich, and that is why the government has decided to give a 55% exemption for examinations for those who are writing ZIMSEC examinations, and that is why private candidates are not given this subsidy. they are not beneficiaries of the 55% subsidy that is given to those attending public schools. I submit, Honorable Speaker.
Supplementary.
Thank you. Yes, supplementary.
Maita basa mubati wechigaro ndotenda nemhinduro yaiswa naminister, but tine nzvimbo dzakawanda dzisina zvikoro zvegovernment. Mufananidzo uri wekuti muSt Mary's hamuna kana secondary school irimo muSt Mary's. The whole constituency yeSt Mary's haina kana secondary school one. Saka nzvimbo dzakadaro handizivi kuti minister vari kuti dzoitwa sei, nekuti mune makatozara ma-private school. Saka vana vemo, whether uri murombo kana kuti uri mupfumi, unoguma waendesa mwana ku-private school. Saka kana vakuti ma-private school ndevanhu vane mari kunzvimbo dzine dzakadaro, handisi kuzivawo kuti pangaitwe sei. Minister vangatibatsirawo here kunzvimbo dzakadaro, ende ivo vanotozviziva kuti hakuna secondary school kunzvimbo yakaita seiyo. Ndatenda.
The Minister of Primary and Secondary Education.
Ndinokutenda atu wechigaro, ndichitenda Honorable Mazhindu nemubvunzo wavasimudza. Pari zvino mutemo wehurumende mubati wechigaro unoti iwo vana vanodzidza kuzvikoro zvehurumende. Kana achiti zvikoro zvehurumende, ndinotaura zvikoro zvechechi, ma-mission schools, ma-council schools nezvikoro zvegovernment. Ndo mutemo uripo. Ndakakumbira chief whip muno ndikati pama-constituencies ese 210 tinokumbira MP wega wega atipe zvikoro zvitatu. Vamwe vakaunza, vamwe havasati. Saka tinokumbira Honorable Mazhindu, kana vaine nzvimbo yavanayo kuSt Mary's, vaiunze nekukurumidza vhiki rino pari kuvakwa zvikoro muna September, tivavakirewo zvikoro zvehurumende kwavo kusina chikoro chehurumende, tigadzirise matambudziko iwayo.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Primary and Secondary Education. Question number 87, Honorable Madzivanika.
Question number 87.
The Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker Singh. Thank you, Honorable Madzivanika, for seeking clarification on a very important matter affecting the relationship between schools and parents. The ministry's policy is unequivocal. School authorities should not send learners back home for non-payment of school fees and levies. Every child's right to education must be protected, regardless of their parents' or guardians' financial circumstances. However, it must be acknowledged that the responsibility for paying school fees and levies rests with parents and guardians. Schools require resources to function effectively and deliver quality education to all learners. The ministry therefore encourages school heads and authorities to adopt constructive and non-confrontational approaches to fee collection, including 1. Non-negotiating flexible payment plans with parents based on their individual circumstances. 2. Maintaining regular, open, and transparent communication with parents regarding fees and payment expectations. 3. Guiding parents towards available safety nets such as BEAM program for which they may be eligible. These alternative methods are consistently more effective and preserve cordial relationships between the parent body and school authorities. Nevertheless, It is recognized that there may be circumstances where, despite all reasonable efforts and remedies having been exhausted, significant arrears remain outstanding. In such limited instances, schools may, as a last resort, engage debt collectors or formal recovery mechanisms to recover monies lawfully owed to the institution. Critically, such engagement must occur without sending learners home. The attachment of property would only be considered in accordance with the due processes of law and as an absolute final measure. The ministry's position balances the imperative of protecting learners' access to education with the legitimate financial needs of schools, always prioritizing dialogue and mutual understanding. I submit. Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Supplementary.
Yes, Honorable Mazwanika.
Ndotenda mbato wechigaro nepamukana wokubvunza mubvunzo wokuwedzera. Ndoda kutenda minister vatsetsenura kuti aisva hatikurudziri kuti vabereki vatorerwe zvinhu zvavo yatoti property attachment okushandisa zvikonzi kutora property yavanhu yavabereki kuzvikoro. Asizve tiri kuona iko zvino Mr. Speaker, kunzvimbo yandinomirira yembizo tine zvikoro zvatinotoziva zvitotevera zvitora property mudzimba. Ino mubvunzo wangu kuwedzera woti tine mwana anomirirwa nebhimu, mubereki wake anonzi government. Chikoro ichocho hachisi kunyora vanhu zvikonzi kutumirawo kumubereki wemwana uyu unopinda nebhimu anonzi government, asi vanotsikirira vedu ava vanototambura wese. Zvino kana hurumende ichitambura zvakadaro, ko munhu zvakewo minista achigone here kuti timbomisa zvokuita zvezvikonzi kuvabereki. Ndatenda.
Yes, the Honorable Minister of Primary and Secondary Education.
Ndinotenda mubvunzo wasimudziwa naHonorable Madzivanyika, asi vatozvipindura pane zvandandataura zviya. Isu hatikurudziri kuti vanhu varwisane, vabereki nevanotungamira zvikoro. Pane panozowanikwa kuti mubereki uyu anowana asi haadi kubhadhara mafizi nemalevies nekuda kwokuti mutemo unorambidza kuti vana vasadzingwa pachikoro. Mutemo unoti vana ngavasadzingwa pachikoro, asi hauna kuti usabhadharira mwana wako. Kana vabereki vachida vanoita mapayment plans anobvumirwa. Ari mapayment plan echokwadi kuti vachaunza mari kuchikoro. Pane pokuti chikoro mwana anobva grade 1 kusvikira grade 6 pasina kana sendi rabhadharo. Ipapo vechikoro vanosara nenzira imwe chete yekugona kuwana mari dzavo yekutumira zvikonzi. Havagoni kutumira zvikonzi kumubereki wemwana webhimu nokuti hurumende, nekuti hurumende kana vanoburitsa mari pavane vaiwanira. Asi gore rinotoda kutenda hurumende iri kuburitsa mari yebhimu iri kuuya ezvino izvi. Ndoda kudera kuti mari yabhadharwa gore rino iri yakutosvika kuma 500 million yakanangana nebhimu. Saka toda kutenda Minister of Finance varapa nekubhadhara mari yebhimu, asi zvikonzi hazviindi kuhurumende asi zvinoenda kuvabereki vanenge vatadza kubhadharira vana vavo. Ndatenda.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. We had agreed that we only do one supplementary so that we rush through these questions. So please, Honorable Gwadi, I know you probably didn't hear that. We agreed that we were trying to answer as many questions as possible. So we all agreed as a house to only have one supplementary question per each question. Would you mind? Would you mind for? Because once you open that, then we might as well open it. So would you mind following suit on that? Thank you. I know you are a person.
I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, so we move on to question number 88, Honorable Chumanzala. He's not in the house. Honorable Minister, you can start.
Hello.
Where is he?
Present.
Okay. Yes, Honorable Minister, you may respond. No, today you said somewhere where I don't normally see you. I normally see you here next to Honorable Madziwanika.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity that you have granted me. I want to thank Honorable Chumanzala for his question on what steps are being taken to improve access to education in remote areas of Binga district. B, what measures are in place to ensure adequate deployment and retention of qualified teachers in rural schools within Binga district. Thank you, Honorable Chumanzala, for your interest in the educational welfare of learners in Binga district. I am pleased to provide a comprehensive response to both parts of your question. A, steps being taken to improve access to education in remote areas of Binga district. Binga district currently serves a total learner population of 58,032, comprising 46,209 primary learners and 11,803 secondary learners. The infrastructure to support these learners comprise 1, on primary education, 60 registered primary schools and 68 satellite schools. On secondary education, there are 21 registered secondary schools and 29 satellite schools. The ministry, in partnership with the local community, has pursued a deliberate policy of establishing satellite schools in virtually all communities within the district. This strategy is specifically designed to reduce the distances learners must travel to access education from early childhood development, ECD, through to upper secondary level. I am pleased to report that 40 of these satellite schools have now met the minimum functionality standards in terms of infrastructure requirements for full registration, including standard classrooms, water, sanitation and hygiene wash facilities, standard staff houses, and portable water sources. Additionally, communities in Binga have established village-based ECD centers, ensuring that even the youngest learners can access education at an appropriate age without traveling long distances. Regarding support for vulnerable learners, the ministry has ensured that orphans and other vulnerable children receive necessary assistance through various safety nets. Specifically, 372 girls are currently receiving comprehensive support from Comfed, including fees payment and provision of sanitary wear and educational materials. The BEAM program is supporting 7,000 learners across both primary and secondary levels in the district. Turning to part B of his question, measures to ensure adequate deployment and retention of qualified teachers. The ministry acknowledges that teacher deployment and retention in rural areas, including Binga district, presents ongoing challenges. Recruitment and deployment of qualified personnel is continuous, though the ministry observes that many officers request transfers to their home district to rejoin their families. In response to this challenge, the ministry has adopted several measures on community participation. Communities in Binga are making commendable contributions by constructing decent staff housing and providing potable water sources, which are critical factors in teacher retention. The ministry acknowledges that while significant progress has been made, further efforts are required in many schools. On local recruitment strategy, the ministry has recommended and is implementing a policy of recruiting and deploying more teachers who originate from the local area, as this has proven to be an effective retention mechanism. Teachers serving in their home communities demonstrate greater stability and longer tenure. On continuous infrastructure development, the ministry continues to prioritize infrastructure development in Binga district, recognizing that improved living and working conditions contribute significantly to teacher retention. The ministry remains committed to ensuring that every learner in Binga district, regardless of how remote their community is, has access to quality education delivered by qualified teachers. We thank the Honourable Member for his continued interest in this important district and assure him of our dedication to addressing these challenges. I submit.
Supplementary question.
Thank you. Yes, go ahead. Supplementary.
Okay, so I would like to appreciate the response from the Minister, which has been quite comprehensive. And from the response from the Minister, he mentions of about 68 satellite schools, which I think is a big problem for the district. I visited some of these satellite schools, and some of them qualify to graduate from being satellite schools. I was wondering whether something can be done to speed up the process of approving the graduation of these satellite schools into fully-fledged secondary schools or primary schools, because the infrastructure that the Minister has described is there in those schools, but for some time now, I can give a number of examples, but maybe there's no time for that. If the Minister commits, I can send a list of those schools that qualify, that are still regarded as satellite schools. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Chumandala. I hope we have also submitted the names of 3 schools that the Minister was talking about, so that you have schools that are built as well in your constituency. Honorable Minister, did you want to respond?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to thank Honorable Chumanjala for the question. Honorable Speaker, if we get a list of schools that need to be registered, there is a procedure that has to be followed. The list is sent to the district office. They compile a file at every school. It should be sent to the district office, to the PED, and finally to head office. And we have a whole department that deals with the registration of schools. If he has some satellite schools that are not properly built, he can add them on the list of 3 schools. We may also even give priority to rural constituencies. They may even add maybe 3 new sites where new schools are built, and maybe 1 or 2 satellite schools where we can help them to build those satellite schools so that they can meet functionality standards and get registered. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I hope Honorable Chumandala answered on that. Question number 89, Honorable Swangirai. You know, the Honorable Minister, you may submit your response to answer. Question number 90, Honorable Madziwanika.
Honorable Mr. Speaker, but it appears the same as the one which was answered by the Honorable Minister.
Sorry?
It's exactly the same question that was answered by the Honorable Minister on question number 87. So it was like duplication.
Okay. So, Honorable Minister, that question has been dealt with. Honorable members, we shall go back to 91. Was it yours? Okay. All right. It was not given to me because I had said 5. So, because the Honorable Madziwanika's one, so I will indulge on that one. Question 91, Honorable Mahlangu.
Question 91, Honorable Speaker, sir.
Yes, Honorable Minister of Primary and Secondary Education.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir. I would like to thank Honorable Matlang for asking a very important question. Indeed, there is construction of classrooms underway at Pumula South Secondary School, one being funded through the School Development Committee, SDC, which is at window level, and another which is under the Public Sector Investment Program, PSIP program. The classroom block funded under the PSIP has had challenges in terms of contractor workmanship. The contractor initially assigned to work on the job performed poor workmanship, which failed the test of civil engineers from the Department of Public Works. The contractor was directed by engineers to correct identified structural errors, but he refused and challenged the decision, resulting in the matter being sent to court for further decision. Please be informed that the court decided that the contract between the ministry and the contractor should be terminated, with the ministry being given leeway to seek for or to hire a new contractor to resume further constructions. School infrastructure constructed under the Public Sector Investment Program is funded by government through Treasury. For the current year, funds are yet to be released so that construction of the classroom block resumes at Pumula South Secondary School. The ministry is in the process of engaging a new contractor upon termination of contract with the previous contractor as determined by court ruling. At the same time, once funds are released for the current year, please be assured that government will resume construction of the classroom block at the school. I submit, Honorable Speakers.
Thank you very much. I don't see any supplementary. So, honorable members, we shall revert back to question number 22 under the Minister of Local Government. So, question number 22, Honorable Chidziva. He's not in the House. Honorable Deputy Minister, you can submit your response to Hansen. Question number 23 is also Honorable Chidziva. So, Honorable Deputy Minister, you may submit that response as well. Then, question number 24, Honorable Hamauswa. Not there as well. Honorable Minister, you can submit that as well to Hansard. Question number 25 as well is Honorable Hamauswa. So, you can submit that as well. Question number 26. Honorable James, not there. So is question number 27. Same member, Honorable James. Question number 28. Honorable Sangrai is not in the House. Honorable Minister, you can submit that too. Question number 29. Honorable Madzivanika.
Question 29.
The Honorable Deputy Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Question number 29. To ask the Minister of Local Government and Public Works to appraise the House on the progress made regarding City of Kwekwe home seekers who have been on the Council's waiting list since 1995 and are yet to receive affordable stands. And here goes my response, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I say, the City of Kwekwe housing waiting list was reactivated and updated to reflect only those applicants who were on the active waiting list with effect from the year 2000. This process required all applicants to maintain and renew their registration in order to remain active on the list.
Accordingly, if any applicant who initially registered in 1995 does not appear on the current waiting list, it indicates that their registration was not renewed as at the year 2000, and they were therefore no longer considered active applicants at the time of the list's reactivation. As a result, such applicants were not eligible for any stand allocation, as eligibility was strictly based on inclusion in the active waiting list effective from the year 2000. I so submit.
Supplementary?
Thank you. Yes, supplementary Honorable Mazvanika.
Tatenda mbato wa chigaro. Mbato wa chigaro gamba kuwezera panyaya home 6 yavanoda kutsvaka dzimba mastand okwakadzimba kukweko ndokuti tinoona isu dzimwe nguva Mr. Speaker pachibuda maadverts okutiwo mastands ari kubuda on first come first serve basis. Saka zvinofambirana sei nenhau yewaiting list yatiri kutaura ikutaura nakungandogwinisa yekuti yakarenewa 2000 zvichivambei. Ndatenda.
The Honorable Deputy Minister of Local Government.
Tinotenda nemubvunzo wekuwedzera wabva kuna Honorable Madzivanika. I'm not really sure what he's trying to say pertaining to that question. First come, first basis on what?
Honorable Madzivanika, would you want to clarify that?
Yes, I want to clarify. Let me use English so that he understands well. Honorable Speaker, we have seen adverts from councils indicating that the stands which are available from councils are on a first come, first served basis. To say, watanga. So, how does that policy, how does those adverts align with the waiting list policy? I think.
All right, thank you. Is it clear now, Deputy Minister?
I would like to assume so, but I'm not really sure on how it's related on the 1995 issue, which was clearly responded to. However, if it's in line with Kwekwe City Council, may he provide the specific advert so that we can engage the local authority and give us a proper explanation based on that advert. Thank you.
Are you okay with that? Thank you very much. Point of privilege.
Yes.
Okay.
This was a specific question, Honorable Speaker. But if you check the local media, the newspapers that are advertising stands for residential purposes, for industrial and commercial, across most of the local authorities, there's this condition to say stands will be allocated on a first come, first served basis, which is in violation of the national policy and even the policy for most of these local authorities. And there's no transparency in that system. I think that's where it's coming from. We may need some intervention from government on this aspect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I think the Honorable Minister has already asked the Honorable Madzivanika to put it in writing specifically so that they can go and investigate from the councils that are doing that practice and come back to the House with a comprehensive response to that. So we move on. Question number 30, Honorable Madzivanika.
Question number 30.
The Honorable Deputy Minister of Local Government.
Question number 30. To ask the Minister of Local Government and Public Works to inform the House whether deductions towards pension contributions made by employees of local authorities are being remitted to the local authorities' pension funds, LAPF, in time. Here's my response, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, while local authorities are required to remit employee pension contributions to local authorities' pension funds timeously, evidence shows that compliance hasn't been inconsistent. There have been instances where deductions are made but remittances are delayed or not effected, resulting in significant arrears owed to the fund. Government is strengthening monitoring and enforcement mechanisms to ensure that all local authorities remit pension contributions promptly and safeguard employees' benefits. I so submit.
Supplementary?
Thank you. We agreed on one, so we'll stick to that.
It's okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order. Honorable Minister of Education, please approach the chair before you go. Yes, you may go ahead with the supplementary.
Ndatenda mubati wechigaro. Mubati wechigaro mubvunzo uyu ndakaunza nekuda kweoutcry yanyanya kuvashandi vemakanzu. Vashandi vemakanzu ndinototenda kuti minista vabuda pachena kuti dzimwe dzenguva kanzu rinotidhaka mari kupa masalaries avashandi but isingachaisi mari kulocal authority pension fund. So challenge yavapo ikoshina honorable minister ndeyekuti tina vashandi vekanzu vari kuenda kuretirement. Vaenda kuretirement vachinopuwa mari yakashota because pension fund notaura kuti hakuna maamusikachaunzi ma-contributions. So in that case, what is government policy to prevent the prejudice which is being suffered currently by these council employees? I thank you.
Yes, Honorable Deputy Minister of Local Government.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Honorable, for the supplementary question. Indeed, it is not good for pensioners to go home and find out that their remittances were not done on time or they are owing. As I stated in the response, Honorable Speaker, we will strengthen compliance and monitoring mechanisms to ensure that our local authorities remit these funds to the Pensioners Fund for Local Authorities. And we'll surely look into it and ensure that if there are any arrears, our local authorities put in place measures to ensure that those funds find their way to the pension fund. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister. Question number 31, Honorable Majindu.
Question 31.
The Honorable Deputy Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Majindu. Question 31. To ask the Minister of Local Government and Public Works to inform the House whether Chitungwiza, now the third largest urban settlement in Zimbabwe, with a population approaching 1 million residents, relies entirely on water supplied by the city of Harare, and what plans government has put in place to ensure that Chitungwiza develops its own sustainable and independent water supply source. And here's my response, Mr. Speaker said. Mr. Speaker, Chitungwiza municipality relies heavily on treated water supplied by the city of Harare, which is insufficient for its residents. Chitungwiza is currently supplied an average of 14 megaliters per day against a daily demand of 70 megaliters, leading to chronic water shortages, severe rationing, and high dependence on alternative sources, mainly private and council boreholes. Government has put in place measures to ensure that Chitungwiza develops a sustainable and independent water supply. These include the proposed construction of the Muda Nyatsime Dam project to provide a dedicated raw water source, alongside development of associated treatment and distribution infrastructure. In the interim, government is rehabilitating existing water and sewer infrastructure, expanding borehole capacity, and mobilizing investment through partnerships to strengthen local water systems and reduce reliance on supplies from Harare. I so submit.
Supplementary.
Yes, Honorable, go ahead.
Tinotenda nemhinduro yapuhwa naminister. Taida kuziva kuti nyaya yeMuda Dam yavari kutaura kuti government iri kuedza kugadzirisa kuti zvibatsire Chitungwiza. Mubvunzo uyu wakambobvunzwa zvikanzi government haina mari. Saka apa tanzwa minister vari kutaura kuti tiri kugadzirisa mari yavapo here kuitira kuti tizivewo kana kuti tifare kuti zvinhu zvaakuda kugadziriswa. Ndatenda hangu.
Is the Deputy Minister of Local Government?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you to the honorable member from Kariba. Chitungwiza, my apologies. Mr. Speaker, sir, I think the House is aware that most water bodies, raw water bodies, fall under a different ministry. So for me to delve into the funding of these projects will be irregular. However, I do know that there's also Kunju Dam, which is being constructed to also help solve the water issues in Chitungwiza. In terms of money for finishing these projects, again, it does not fall in the purview of local government. I think the Minister of Finance is here. The Minister of Agriculture, Water and Fisheries is also here to specifically respond to the financing of these projects. I think maybe you can then divert a written question to those ministries. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Minister. Order. In terms of standing order number 58, time for question without notice is also expired.
On a point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Mazalina.
Yeah, I saw some honorable ministers who are here who may have wanted to tender their questions. They may not be here for the next 44 or 5 sittings, like the Honorable Minister of Finance and the Deputy Minister of Transport. We don't see them frequently. If you can indulge them by giving an extra 20 minutes to this session, I thank you.
Is there no second that?
I second.
Any objections? There is no objection. All right, so we'll extend the question with notice by an extra 20 minutes. So I think we're done with the local government part. So now I'll move to the next one. According to our numbers, we'll stand over all questions from question 31 to question 41 under the Ministry of Environment and Climate Change. So, question. Right, question number 41, Honorable Bajila is not in the house.
Number 41, Mr. Speaker.
So you're almost sleeping there.
Yes.
The Honorable Minister of Environment.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to thank Mr. Bajila. I was also looking for him, wondering where he had gone. Whether mining activities on the banks of the rivers that supply water to the city of Bulawayo have the approval of Environmental Management Agency. My response to this question is that I want to thank Honorable Bajila for your question. However, the question does not specify the particular mining projects or river system being referred to. Bulawayo's water supply is derived from dams fed from Nema, Umzingwane, Chavezi, and Inyakuni, which are in Matebeleland South Province. It should be noted that the catchment of Umzingwane and Nema rivers are among the principal mining areas in Umzingwane district. Consequently, a number of illegal gold mining activities occur along these rivers and their banks. I wish to reiterate that the Environmental Management Agency does not approve riverbed or riverbank mining, as these activities are prohibited under Statutory Instrument 188 of 2024. Against this background, EMA, the Bulawayo City Council, and the Zimbabwe Republic Police continue to enforce environmental regulations throughout the catchment that supply water to Bulawayo dams. My ministry through EMA can confirm that there are registered mining projects within the broader catchment area that proposes valid environmental impact assessment. That possess valid impact assessment certificates and are operating in compliance with the provisions of Statutory Instrument 188 of 2024. B, we asked the question again whether the city of Bulawayo is among the stakeholders consulted during the environmental impact assessments. Mr. Speaker said, again I would like to thank Mr. Bajila for this question. The honorable member has not specified the particular project.
Order, Honorable Minister, it's Honorable Bajila, not Mr. Bajila. Honorable Bajila.
The honorable member, Mr. Bajila. Sorry.
Order.
The honorable member.
Honorable members, order. Honorable Minister, every member in the House is addressed as honorable, not Mr. or Mrs. Thank you.
Honorable Bajila has not specified the particular project in question. However, environmental EMA ensures that during the EIA certification process and in accordance with Section 10(4) of Statutory Instrument 7 of 2007, all interested and affected stakeholders, including the Bulawayo City Council, local communities, and relevant government departments, are consulted on projects located within the catchment supplying water to the city of Bulawayo. Although the honorable member did not specify the project concerned, I will provide a summary of 4 medium-scale projects on which the Bulawayo City Council has previously raised concern. The first one is Alice A and B mine. The project is located within the Ngema Dam catchment, approximately 500 meters from the dam. An EIA certificate was issued on 12 June 2024 for reprocessing of historical mine dumps. During the EIA process, the consultant and developer reported that the Bulawayo City Council declined to provide comments despite several engagements. EMA subsequently engaged the city of Bulawayo in writing during stakeholder consultation verification, but no response was received from the city authorities. The project was therefore certified after all statutory requirements had been met. Subsequently, the council publicly alleged that Ngema Dam had been contaminated by cyanide from the mine. The council later issued a statement retracting the allegation and confirming that no cyanide contamination has occurred. The mine remains operational and has not been found in violation of environmental regulations. Mr. Speaker, Bulawayo South claims this project is a joint venture between Bulawayo Mining Company, trading as How Mine, and Joy Prospect Private Limited, a Chinese contractor. The project is located within the Umzingwane River catchment, approximately 15 kilometers from Umzingwane Dam. The Bulawayo City Council was consulted during the EIA process and did not object to the project. An EIA certificate was issued on September 14, 2025. However, during consideration of an EIA addendum for project expansion, the council raised concern regarding potential river pollution. The proposed expansion was not approved because the affected community had not been adequately consulted regarding the proposed increase in project scope. To date, Mr. Speaker said, no environmental pollution incidents have been attributed to the project. The other project that is within the vicinity of Umzingwane is Barry Thompson Private Limited, Umzingwane, and Peter Pet Mine. This is an open cast mining project with heap leaching activities to be conducted off-site on existing heap leached pads located away from the river catchment and dam. The project involves mining 3 corps situated approximately 60 meters, 100 meters, and 200 meters from Umzingwane River, and more than 1 kilometer from Umzingwane Dam. An EIA certificate was issued on the 26th of January 2026. The Bulari City Council was consulted and objected to the project on the basis of potential water pollution through chemical contamination, notwithstanding the fact that the project is limited to open cast mining operations. During road construction to access the site, the company obstructed streams feeding the Mzingwane River, prompting concerns from the council. EMA intervened immediately and directed the company to install appropriate culverts and bridges to ensure uninterrupted water flow into the river system and ultimately into the dam. My ministry, through EMA, will continue to closely monitor all mining operations within these catchment areas to ensure full compliance with environmental legislation and standards. I so submit.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Next question, question number 42, Honorable Chumanzala.
Question number 42.
The Honorable Minister of Environment. I think this will be your last one, Honorable Minister, so that we do 2-2. The next one will give to the Minister of Transport 2 as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, sir, are there plans in place to develop and promote tourism in Binga district, particularly around the Zambezi River, in order to enhance local economic development and create employment opportunities? I would like to thank the Honorable Member for the question. Although this ministry has facilities to start to venture into tourism, and therefore I will answer this question. Honorable Mr. Speaker, I would like to thank the Honorable Member for this important question. The Zimbabwe Parks and Wildlife Management Authority, ZIMPAX, under my ministry, is developing tourism infrastructure in partnership with the various stakeholders at key Zambezi River destinations, including Sijailila Beach, Binga Sand Beach, Chipatata Hot Springs, Chiteme Islands, and Msuna Islands. Zimpax is also promoting lake-based tourism activities, such as boat cruising, sport fishing, and commercial fishing to diversify tourism offerings and attract a broader visitor market. These investments are designed to cater for both domestic and international visitors across all market segments, thereby enhancing visitor satisfaction while generating economic opportunities for local communities. I so submit this question. There is a second question by the Honourable Member. Programs being implemented to ensure that local communities in Binga district directly benefit from tourism. My response to the Honourable Member is that the recently established Muchemi Community Conservancy seeks to empower local communities through wildlife management and tourism revenue sharing arrangements, creating employment and income generating opportunities for our communities. 2, the issuance of boat cruise and fishing permits provides revenue streams that directly benefit our local communities. 3, the Kariba Raid project remains one of Zimbabwe's flagship carbon trading initiatives. The project aims to reduce emissions from deforestation and forest degradation across 784,987 hectares in Binga, Nyaminyami, Hurungwe, and Imbire districts. The project is managed by Carbon Green Africa in partnership with the 4 rural district councils and supported by South Pole Group. It promotes conservation agriculture, Vumvudza, community gardens, beekeeping, fire management, and the development of community infrastructure such as clinics and boreholes. The key benefits include funding for community gardens, schools, and 19 health clinics, rehabilitation of 241 boreholes, providing clean drinking water for more than 60,000 people, training of local farmers in sustainable agriculture practices and beekeeping. I so submit.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. I don't see any supplementary, so we'll stand over questions 43 up to question 67 and tackle question 68 under the Minister of Transport. And question 68, Honourable Madzivanika. Thank you. The Honourable Deputy Minister of Transport.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Allow me to respond to the question raised by Honorable Madzivanika, who seeks to establish the government policy regarding the ministry's authority to negotiate public-private partnership deals and to approve them for practical operation without the approval of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, sir, public-private partnership arrangements fall within the executive arm of government. Section 18 of the ZIDA Act establishes the One-Stop Investment Services Center, which serves as the primary gateway for investment approvals in Zimbabwe, including PPP investments. Where a private-public partnership arrangement involves a private investor, whether foreign or domestic, the One-Stop Investment Services Center facilitates and coordinates all regulatory approvals, licenses, and permits required for the project to proceed. This streamlines the entry of private capital into public infrastructure projects. Mr. Speaker, sir, the approval of PPPs in Zimbabwe follows a multi-tier process within the dictates of the PPP Act, wherein the contracting authority, which in this case is the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructural Development, initiates a project concept, conducts feasibility studies, and prepares procurement documentation. Further, the project is submitted to the Business Development Unit within the Zimbabwe Investment and Development Agency for appraisal before being tabled before the PPP Committee. Finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, Cabinet approval is required for PPP projects before execution of the PPP agreement. However, the Ministry affirms its commitment to transparency and accountability. The Ministry ensures that, number one, all material PPP projects are disclosed through the national budget and fiscal policy statements tabled before Parliament. Number two, the relevant Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Transport and Infrastructure Development is briefed and kept informed on significant PPP projects. And number three, value for money and public interest considerations remain central to all PPP negotiations, consistent with the principle of responsible stewardship of national resources. I so submit, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Order. In terms of standing order number 68, the extended time for questions and notices also expired. Order.
On a point of privilege, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you can indulge me only one supplement so that we can close this, because what it means that I will bring the question again in the next session. If you can indulge only one supplementary question.
Unfortunately, the time rule will not allow me to do so.
So also indulge me to bring over the question to the next. You answer again the question.
Yes, you may
Thank
do
you.
so. Thank you. May I recognize the Honourable Minister of Finance at this juncture?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I have the pleasure of tabling some Treasury minutes. The first set of minutes pertain to the audited financial statements for the Agricultural and Rural Development Authority, ADA. This is pertaining to the Auditor General's report on state-owned enterprises and parastatals for the year ending 31 December 2023. I now table the second set of Treasury minutes pertaining to the Public Accounts Committee's report on the National Handling Services findings in the Auditor General's report for the year ended 31 December 2023, which was presented to Parliament in 2026. I now proceed with your permission, Mr. Speaker, sir, to bring before this House a notice of motion. This pertains to a request from this august House to support the membership of Zimbabwe, Republic of Zimbabwe, to the BRICS Bank, otherwise known as the New Development Bank. Whereas Section 327, subsection 2A of the Constitution of Zimbabwe provides that any convention, treaty, or agreement acceded to, concluded or executed by and under the authority of the President with one or more foreign states or governments or international organizations shall be subject to approval by Parliament. And whereas Articles 5B and C of the Articles of Agreement of the New Development Bank, NDB or bank, provide for the membership of the bank shall be open to members of the United Nations at such times and in accordance with such terms and conditions as the bank shall determine by a special majority by the Board of Governors
and that the membership shall be open to borrowing and non-borrowing members. And whereas on March 25, 2026, the Republic of Zimbabwe submitted a letter of application to the NDB indicating that in accordance with the agreement on the New Development Bank and its annex articles of the agreement, and the Board of Governors resolution on admission, Zimbabwe intends to subscribe for 630 shares of the NDB's authorized capital in a total amount of US dollars 63 million, of which 12.6 million US dollars are paid in capital, and the 50.4 million US dollars is callable capital. And whereas by resolution number 2026-BG-R129, dated 10 July 2026, the Board of Governors of the bank resolved and accepted the admission of the Republic of Zimbabwe to the NDB after it deposits an instrument of accession to the agreement on the NDB and articles of agreement in accordance with articles 48C and D of the articles of agreement. And whereas in accordance with article 49B of the articles of agreement, Zimbabwe shall become a member on the date on which its instrument of accession is deposited. Now, therefore, in terms of section 327 2A of the Constitution of Zimbabwe, this House resolves that the agreement on the NDB and the articles of agreement be and is hereby approved for accession. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honourable Minister of Finance. I now recognize the Acting Examining Chief Whip.
Good evening, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Good evening.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I move that all orders be stood over until order number 42 has been disposed of.
Who seconds?
I second, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. The clerk will read the 40